Ladies and gentlemen, Penduka's in the building. Tibbles here, Ghost Lady's back. Doomy's here, Dudu's here, Shots is here, Tato's here, Neo's here, Fat Checkers here, mpho is here, and make some noise for our guest back by popular demand, Mustafa.
Yes. You know, that felt like you starting a government meeting. Everyone observed protocol. We went around the room.
Leadership.
Yeah.
Last time we were with you was the Alibaba situation.
Alibaba.
Ali
Abugala. Alebuga.
You got a raw deal, man.
You ended up being the host that day because I got personal. I got emotional. You ended up being the host.
Yeah.
Oh, so awkward. Everyone in the street's like, yeah, hey,
how was the feedback your side?
No, it was awesome, dude. I think a lot of people really, appreciated the overall angles that we all took, because it's almost like we looked at different parts of what people were actually thinking about with regards to the thing themselves. So a lot of people were like, yeah, man, hey, I'm worried about the kids. And other people were like, yeah, who is this guy? Other people were like, why is Russia, whatnot? So everybody had different aspects of what they want to know about the thing. And they felt like we'd covered a lot of it. Because after that, the thing had basically died.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did our job, except the journalist. I don't know why she was there.
Shame, man. And then everyone found out we waited for her. She was the latest to arrive because she was getting her hair green. She was getting her green hair fixed. And then she came in a green matching outfit. Matching top. Yeah, the journalist. I think she's reflected. I'm pretty sure they gave her, like, people have told her that. No. Hey, watch. Did you know he's been getting up to? Whoa. Yeah, no, but she was the most ill-prepared. And I think she probably reflected on that, because even me, we all like had the basic facts, you know, and the background, and you trust the journalist to bring that, those facts. You brought them, you're not even a journalist, but you're a guy generally with data and information. So I think she knows, man. It's no joke.
It was awkward.
I want to chat about, you dropped yesterday a video. I love your videos, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, the best, bro.
Thanks, bro.
You dropped influencers being taxed in SA.
Yes.
Please tell us more about that, bro.
Hey, bro.
Man.
It's so what's actually happening is that government through SARS have looked at what in the ether of what can be taxed in the country, right? And what is missing. So they think that there's R500 billion of money that is going missing in the country, not being taxed. So as part of that R500 billion, the 500 billion.
500 billion?
Yes, that can still be taxed and put into the fiscus. So because of that, they've started to now micro-target in different sectors. One of those sectors is the digital economy. Why this is important? Remember, when it was a newspaper publication, that money was clearly taxed. The Star, whoever, City Press, etc., those guys would pay their tax because they were getting a lot of revenue from companies wanting to advertise on newspapers. What has subsequently happened is that digital has taken a lot of money away from newspapers specifically. A little bit from radio. We know how radio things have also gone, but primarily from newspapers. That money is now sitting in the digital billboard, which is us. Now, government is saying, we are missing money here from a particular sector. Where has it gone? It has gone into digital. So now they're saying, well, who in digital is making this money? Because the companies who dish out the contracts and the campaigns, they say, Tina, we can mark this off as an expense because we used contractors to deliver the product. Okay, are the contractors paying? Because remember, that money is still not going to Gov. So Gov is saying, and then it's sitting with influencers. So as part of things like crypto, it's not just influencers, it's going to be the crypto guys. It's going to be other Forex guys. It's going to be anybody who's doing things that were not necessarily primary to what Gov was and were not voluntary, but they were mandatory that you do it, but government wasn't focusing on it because maybe that revenue was not substantial enough. So that's what's happening. So they're looking at influencers and they're saying, you guys are now clearing as a group, as a unit, you're clearing a sizable amount of money every year, and we're not seeing the returns as Gov from that tax revenue. Taxable revenue, yeah.
And what are the nuances like? So even if you like get gifting, for example.
So that's the big thing. So and I'm sure you guys have also done this, where a company will come to you and say, look, we can pay you 80,000 Rand, right? Yeah. And you say, nah, guys, actually this thing is going to be, it's actually worth 150.
Yeah.
Then they say, okay, can we give you maybe a car for 3 months at this rate?
Yeah.
Can
like
we,
a trade exchange.
like a proper tangible thing? Can we give you the phone after you review it? So don't send it back. But the phone is worth like 25. You understand? That speaker, that sound system, I was talking to another influencer, I won't say his name. We're at the YouTube summit thing. And he's like, I'm laughing at him. I'm like, dude, I've seen on one of your vlogs, you're on like 5 TVs now. He literally in his apartment has 5 TVs. Now, Gav is saying, the value of that television, if that TV is a what, Ultra HD, 100-inch, what, will you need to pay us for a portion of that?
Hey, man.
Wait, man.
Yeah, baba.
But I'm not selling the TV, so I got the TVs worth 100K. But I must take my own money now.
You were remunerated in cash and in kind through a trade exchange, and the total value of this thing is not what you have put here. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that there is a monetary value, because there is. Yes, sharply, this guy's not using a TV, but if it was any other person who had just gotten a TV, you're getting an economic use out of that TV, but you didn't pay for it, and you need to be taxed for it. It's like how people in corporate will say, I can claim back kilometers that I drove for work. I can claim these things. It's a similar thing. You're basically taking something and you're not paying for it. If you got a tablet, if you got something else as part of the deal of you influencing, even makeup, even blush, even if they give you a Fenty pack that's worth 5K, you have to say, they paid me 25 and a 5K pack, so that was 30K. You understand? But a lot of influencers are getting one thing wrong. And I thought everyone was doing this in influencing until I spoke to a couple of guys at this YouTube thing. A lot of guys don't have small businesses, so they're not able to show, to balance off the work that they do and the revenue that comes from that work versus what it costs to get the work done.
Yeah, it all goes into their personal accounts.
And that's a problem. It's like that guy. Who was that guy that took like 70 million, 170 million during COVID, man, with the many cars? That guy.
Oh, Hamilton.
He moved money through a personal account. You know, hundreds of millions. Like, Hiphop, chief.
Don't do that.
Wait,
that's
man, no, that's impossible. Wasn't he getting government tenders? You can't apply for a tender with your personal bank account.
No, Boichi.
You need to be an...
Boichi, layer 2 was
Boichi.
that...
Which one is that one?
Boichi. No, I'm saying Boichi.
Boichi, which one now?
So what he was doing... So
they just have nice ways of calling you like mpho. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
So I went to those schools.
No, it's a rugby term.
Yeah,
it's like dude, like, bro, come on, but boy,
it's a term of
endearment. Come on, boy, let's go. Yeah, it's a
term of endearment. Yeah,
drink up the water.
So, So layer 1 is I get money in, right, as a business. Layer 2 is how do I get the money to myself?
Oh, transfer.
So remember, he was using multiple things, so he was then sending money. He has to send it to a central point, so he doesn't send it business to business. Some of these transactions are going to his personal, and that's when SARS goes, I lula the case, because you're meant to, whatever goes into your personal account, sharp, you've got to say, SARS like, 40% skok. I saw 40%.
Even from your own business.
No.
That was already taxed.
No. What comes to yes, you're correct.
Yeah.
If it comes to you, that's personal usage. So you get taxed on that. Whatever's left in the business, post its operational expenses and what it's done, they will take 28, 27. You can fact check me on that. They will take that. So he was moving amounts so large into personal accounts that he owned. So now that's how things up at SARS. So same thing with influencers. If you move a lot of money into your personal account, bro, 40% of that obviously relative to where you fall in terms of your brackets, your tax brackets. But if you are a decent influencer who's making like a bar plus, hey bro, you 40% minimum is going.
So the smart way is to
open a company, corporatize yourself as a small business, so that the money you spend to go to the event, you can minus and say, I took Ubers.
Yeah.
I did this. I bought a lens. I did this. I did that. I did this. Minus it from my taxable income.
Yeah.
So that you are able to say, guys, it was $1 million that came in. in revenue. But actually, the taxable income is only 250K.
Danko.
So then they will only take from that on a scale for your business.
And then you pay yourself a salary.
100%. Then off that salary, you then pay your tax.
Yeah. And if it's not just influencers, even DJs. Some DJs don't have business accounts. The gig money goes into their personal accounts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We've heard of DJs who, Devon July weekend, it's like, my rate is 20, but you know what? Nigga, 10 in cash when I get there, then 10 put into my account.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then they come back and they fly in chartered jets back with the money. Because they've done like 15, 20 gigs that week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fact checker, you had your hand up?
No, he was asking for the correct percentage that businesses get taxed. A standard company tax is 27%.
Yeah, 27.
Yeah.
So that's what you'll ultimately pay after all of the deductions of your expenses and everything as an influencer. So all influencers need to start seeing themselves as proper businesses because you are a business.
Yeah.
Your manager, your bookings manager or the PR manager that you work with, everybody, you can actually expense those from the amount of money that you get, your equipment that you use, the data that you use. If you shoot at home, you could, obviously within reason, this is not financial advice, within reason, you can actually work out with a qualified authorized tax practitioner. If you use and shoot at home, you could actually, this is going to be controversial for a lot of people and I'm going to see in the comments people, but you can actually minus some of your rent from that because you shoot at home.
Yes.
So all of these things work if you register a business, keep it in good standing and let the money from campaigns go in there, and then what you expense comes out of that so that your taxable income is less, because then you're able to show SARS, this is what's come in, but I've used this in the operations of myself as an influencer business.
Your thoughts, Ghost Lady?
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Because I think that was my question was about the influencers. How are they going to be taxed? Exactly the breakdown. So I think you've explained it very well.
So it's tough it's tough if you're going to be, for all of the people now that for maybe 2 to 3 years, you've been getting like a couple M's into your things. Yo, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You better go volunteer yourself to start. No, but I'm sure it's not that serious. But voluntary declaration is so important for people, guys.
The honesty of it is that we don't know how SARS works.
SARS doesn't want to take you to jail. They want money. So it's a good way to operate. Bafuna imali abantu. So let me go there and genuinely speak to them and say, guys, this is the problem that I have.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Then SARS says, let's work to fix it. Then if you have to start paying back 20K, 30K a month, you can then make that arrangement. And then you are fine. Then you never have to be in Sunday world.
Yeah. Or even have a telephone, like I know you can have a telephone conversation with them. Like you can call them.
Yeah.
And they will explain it to you as well. So there's many ways to actually get in contact
100%,
with them.
but rather go in and sit in front of somebody with your information, with a tax practitioner if that person can come with you, and you talk to SARS properly, slowly. You detail things. You say then they'll say to you, okay, going forward, fix this, fix that. Even for the crypto bros, they're in for it, right? All of this back and forth of monies that's been going up and down for crypto bros. They've got to declare now what they've been. And remember, SARS can backdate, guys. I was audited for like something that happened when I was still at White, like 2015. They were like, don't know what happened that year. I said, yay! Luckily, I'd gone and gotten like IRP5s for all of the things that were there. So then I took those things, I sent them back, but I said, okay, maybe 15K. We overtaxed, not to show boys. Yeah. So there are positive outcomes in some of these cases. So it's not all that you're going to be like, yo, this thing, SARS going to take millions. No. But if you've been getting substantial amounts of money, rather go, guys. Rather go.
What's your take, Pinduga? Do you agree with them taxing influencers?
I sort of do and I sort of don't also, man, because some of these guys, and I know that whatever you earn, you need to pay tax, but some of these guys, it's not like it's a monthly income, you know what I mean? Some of them will get one good bag a year. So you know, that they need to survive off of, but sadly you still need to pay that, you know? And for me, there's so many other pockets within the economy. It's also soft targets, and you won't get as much if you can effectively tax, for example, the taxi industry. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, directly the income, not the other petrol and through all these other things. So it's fair, but it's also it's it's harsh, but it's fair. Everybody got to pay, man.
I've heard this argument, and it's tough, but I've got to make it also clear to people that this thing is about compliance. We've got to be generally compliant with our stuff. And the reason why this is important, if you got 1 or 2 bags in the year and you didn't even cross the threshold of being taxed, you're still fine, dude. Like you'll be fine. But if you had a full-time job and corporate and you got maybe 150 over the year on the side, even via YouTube, right? You have to, it now increases your taxable income in a personal capacity if it's not going into a business. Yeah. So now you go and you're making, let's say, 400K at, or 300, let's say just below the threshold of maybe 300 at your job, at my 9 to 5. But then social media now is chasing maybe 150 on the side, 2 or 3 bags throughout the year, right? Big ones. And then small ones, and then you add them, it's like 150. Yeah. Now your taxable income, personal taxable income goes to like close to 500K. Now you're getting hit at that rate.
Wow.
So, but if that was in a business and you were able to show what's going in, what's going out, maybe the extra goes down to like 50. And then Gav says, no, that business can get small business tax and maybe get exemption. Because they are for really small businesses within the first couple of years where they give you an exemption. Yeah. This is not financial advice.
Gotta make sure. All right, cool, man.
Yes.
Let's talk about day 9 of the Madlanga Commission. Our Goodmans are seeing flames, bro.
Hi. I'm a Jan. Yo. Okay.
Can you just break it down for us, for those who haven't been following the commission, in terms of when it started, where we are now, what has unraveled, what should people be looking out for and stuff like that?
So the Madlanga Commission is looking into criminality and other nefarious acts that have been happening in the South African police force. Obviously, this happened because the very astute KZN police head of police commissioner Mkhwanazi came and said to us in July, guys, there's some funky stuff going on at the cops. And it involves not just cops, but it involves people adjacent to cops, and it involves ministers. We're like, yo, Ndwana, what do you mean? Then he comes and says, I will give my evidence. I'll give my evidence in front of a commission, right? And then there's another adjacent conversation around some journals who are now saying there's no evidence. We'll get to that. So then it's fine. The commission starts. Surprisingly, it started very quickly. I must say, by South African terms, this thing is really being fast-tracked in South African terms.
They tried to delay it a bit.
Yeah, but they couldn't. So then the commission starts. And what's important to understand is that General Mkhwanazi took the stand at the commission. And he started to lay out the entire thing. A lot of people are saying, yeah, but where was the evidence? Where was the etc. from the onset? He was there to set the scene. He knows he's got a set amount of time where he could testify. So he had to set the entire scene and say, this is the entire animal. Because if you have been watching or touching onto the commission, other people have started to take parts of what he said and unpack it even further. Like Fanima Semula and other people, and Khumalo as well. So they are taking bits and pieces where they are opening up and saying, like, for instance, now the big revelation is that there's a big 5, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not wildlife, it's wild criminals. Mm. Like, that's what's now the big thing that but you know what got me thinking, guys, about the commissions particularly? I did a story around Mthatha and the extortion. Mm. And it was a big story at that time. And in that story, I started to make links around a lot of the killings that were happening in Mthatha because, rest in peace to UPK Dweba, he was one of the people that was, I think, caught in the crosshairs around this intersection of entertainment and criminality, right? Now, why this is important is because there are conversations around the same Hawks office that was broken into in the South Coast in KZN.
Recently, no?
No, it wasn't recent. It was a long time ago.
Where drug shipment went missing.
Recently.
Yeah, people have been talking about the story recently.
So now you're finding that the Hawks are certain figures within the Hawks are being implicated in this as well. That's why this is important, is that even for somewhere in Mthatha, which isn't really part and parcel of this thing that's hitting us now with the commission and all of these revelations that are coming out, there's microcosms of problems that happen in other provinces that you never knew or understood why this thing was a problem. You're like, hey man, this thing, suddenly everyone is doing like protection fees and tata. So random. People don't even really have money like that down there. But they are literally extorting businesses. But then people are saying, no, but this thing is connected to drugs. And then you can never really confirm it, right? Because it's not like you're in that world. So we then started to connect a lot of these things. And I made some insinuations in that. And I said, look, guys, I don't know if this thing is true or not, but I believe that there is a criminal and drug corridor that starts at the ports, down from Durban, all the way through Mthatha. And now it's making its way down into the Eastern Cape, probably towards Cape Town. Because remember, the least path of resistance is what traffickers and these type of guys who are doing drug running and smuggling will take. So if a particular port is an easy point, they'll use that to go through. But then people have to distribute. They're like, hey, man, let's go through Mthatha. There's whatnot. So you start finding, because it's so crazy when you hear someone say, no, there's kids addicted to like hard cocaine and drugs in Mthatha. And you're like, Mthatha. Like, there's not even that much cash for you to be like what type of life are you? That then does what? It degrades the social fabric of communities within those areas that are already struggling, and you don't know why. But now we know why. We're starting to get a bigger picture about what's going on in South Africa. That the problems that persist in problems. The fact that maybe there's a lot of hijackings in the Northwest and you don't know why. The fact that there's a lot of cars that get stolen and hijacked and moved through to the border via Mpumalanga and Bombela. You start to realize, no, man, this thing that's coming out from Kwanas is big, guys. It's massive. We can't take this thing with a pinch of salt. Inkulu and Denzagai. And it's starting to make us aware of the interconnectivity of this particular network. Because at the same time, there were people that were shot in Sandton, outside a gym in Sandton, at Sandton City. There were people that were shot out there. And there's a video evidence of that. In the same week, that's almost the same week that, is it Vintos?
Yeah. I know the killing. So the guy who got shot out at the Virgin Gym.
Yes.
It's Big Pablo.
Yes.
And then Vintos got shot.
Yes.
Citylized got shot.
Yes.
That happened within like 2 months,
Bro. So you have to understand that now we're starting to understand a lot more things about what was happening and why what was happening in your area. Now, think about it from this perspective. Obviously, we, at this point, don't know who the Big Five is. But you're probably going to find that a lot of these people are across the country, which starts to mean that there's a super network of people that have connected themselves and are saying, no, this is your domain. These two provinces, who push your lap. This province, you mean that one, it's you, etc. No, that's my province, bro. Because we do know that the Western Cape, and in particular Cape Town, is a haven for criminals. This is not disputed. We know this. And there were killings. Last year. Actually, it was. If you could just check, there's a huge boss who was killed last year.
Yeah, the white guy.
Yeah, the white guy.
Yeah.
He was killed. But at the same time, Stanfield, is it Ralph Stanfield?
Yeah, Stanfield.
He's also in a bit of hot bother. Nafis Modak is in a bit of bother.
He's going to jail.
You start to see the puzzle start to fall in like Tetris. This thing is now becoming clear. And then the question becomes, what do we as South Africans take from this?
You got the guy?
Yeah.
His name is Mark
Liffman.
Liffman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark Liffman. He's the guy who was taken out, I think, in a parking lot or whatever.
Yeah, in a shopping center.
100%.
Yeah.
So all of these things are now important. The question then becomes, what do we do as South Africans? Because we have very short memories. One thing I will say, and I've said this, why is all of this happening not in a court of law where there will be actual consequences afterwards? It's a question we've got to ask ourselves, because if you think about it, what changes, and maybe this is the legal up and down and back and forth around it, where it says, I mean, would then Mkwanazi and other witnesses have to come back again in a court of law and say the same things as they've said now? Or do they take that final report as actual evidence? Or you understand what I'm saying? It makes now the thing take another 2 years, 3 years possibly. You know how slow our courts are. They're underfunded, and we're now starting to understand that a lot of our courts, all the way from Mthatha to up here in Joburg, there's money flowing through our courts that says, no, Saul's thing must take like another 3 months for him to get a date. And these are the things that are happening. So you understand that. Then the biggest question I have is the global links to this.
Wait, pause for a second. So when you say what's going to happen next, isn't the basis of a commission is that they file the report and then they give it to the president?
Yes.
And then he has to make a decision. Isn't that
100%?
Yeah.
But knowing how important this is and how important policing in this country is, crime intelligence, all of these things that South Africans cry about, and how crime is such a huge issue in South Africa, you would have wanted this thing to have some legal basis that is outside of the executive branch of South Africa.
okay?
Right? You would have wanted, even if you were to say, we're going to have the commission, but just across in the same sitting, we've got 3-4 judges who are taking statements. I don't know if that's possible legally. The lawyers will let us know if that's a thing, because it raises the stakes. Because you've got people like Paul O'Sullivan's who are speaking, right? And Mkonas is saying that guy's speaking at the side of his neck. And then you've got the professor Merite Haas, named. I mean, Mkonas will name your name. Like he will name names. And now we're starting to say, is there a prerogative for these people who are named in this thing, who are speaking on the periphery of this commission, to come and actually say, no, this is why I oppose Mkonas, this is why I oppose Masemula or Khumalo, etc. And also remember that the minister's also got to come and account. So the one side, this is just the one side of this thing. This is the one side of this thing. There's got to be the other side where these people come out. And I've figured that a lot of these guys, they're speaking out of turn, because I saw a clip from Julius Mkwanazi from EMPD having a fat chat with journals and saying that he knows nothing about blue lights. I was like, yo, but like legally, if you're like his lawyer home, you're like, dog, tool I'm fit. Like, you're now going to create a docket of your conversations in a public arena around what it is you did and didn't do. Right? Rather go clear yourself and then come back and say, I'm cleared. Because you're now just talking.
Yeah, because my thing is that with this whole commission, from my understanding, I mean, look, everybody knows these guys are corrupt. Like, it's just about how corrupt are they?
Yeah,
right?
Everybody knows.
Everybody.
Trust me, Ray. Everybody knows. Everybody knows these guys are corrupt, bro. But you're right, dog. We know. Come on, not allegedly. Not allegedly. Monies go missing under the watch of politicians. Nah, bro. These guys are corrupt. Nah. Not allegedly. Our politicians are corrupt,
So this is why it's important that we have this. There's a court of public opinion which has absolutely no bearing in how things happen in this country. And if we are to change things in this country, right, you can have conversations like this. But because we're on this type of platform, we've got to encourage civic action from people, from platforms like this, in order for them something to happen. The reason why I'm saying that is because we've got to follow due process and we've got to be aggressive about it. If courts are taking time, we've got to go outside the court and say, why is that case taking 3 months or 6 months? That's the type of civic action we've got to have, because it happens in other matters. If Mhlambi, unfortunately, there's a kid who's gone missing and a body's been found or whatever, you will see a community rise up and go outside court. And then suddenly they're like, oh, we've got to start this case, because otherwise things are going to boil over. We are too docile in this country.
Yeah, very docile.
We are too docile. So, but we've got to do things legally, because we will set a bad precedence if we decide that we want to take things into our own hands the wrong way. Because other people, there's a clear roadmap on how to fight things in South Africa. And we still, genuinely as Abantu Abamnyama and even the greater community, we still don't want to fight in the same arena that these guys fight in. Because the people who steal money, they steal money and they go to court and they frustrate the same courts. You understand? So we need to say to ourselves, other than conversations that we have here, what are we going to do to change the situation? We're voting next year. Local gov.
Okay, bro, quick one, right? There's something that's very confusing to me as a simple guy. So this report is going to end up on whose desk? The president's, the commission.
El Presidente.
Nah, good. Put that aside. So, in the same commission, someone said that the president, they were told that the president already knows about the decommissioning of the TUS team. Then it looks like the president needs to come and testify as well. Did you know about the TUS team is getting disbanded? The TUS team that's doing the good work. And did you approve it? So if he's in, let's say now he comes forward. How is it that a commission where he's now been a witness to and testified also then ends up on his desk
But the same thing happened with the Zondo commission. It was given to him.
So what can the president do when the report is given to him? What can he do in seeking justice?
So the report is the report, which is why Parliament is able to say, give us the report. If we feel that there is a conflict of interest and you are a heavily implicated person.
That idea more.
You can give us the report, and then we will then vote on what goes forward.
I like that more.
So it's not like Parliament doesn't have any powers into this, because obviously this is uncharted territory for us. Because
but also, no one's going to prison.
No, don't say.
Not
No, I
from
don't want
the
to say that.
commission.
Not from the commission,
Nah.
but then
It's not a court.
that's why I was saying that why could we not have done this thing concurrently?
Got you.
Yes, with an actual legal
And I know that there's legal hurdles and hoops, and people must let us know and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, after all of this, we're gonna go, South Africa is hectic, guys, and then we're gonna go off. Then next year, maybe like Boma March, we're starting a trial. But the other side of it is that Ket Matlala is already in the dock.
Oh yeah, for the
He's already in the dock.
attempted murder of.
But again, there's a thing that he's going to likely start singing. So he needs to probably tell us, like, I'm not suicidal. He needs to tell us that I'm not suicidal. I don't have dark thoughts. I'm sound of mind. Yeah, I'm sound of mind.
Yes. If I'm dead.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are murky in this whole entire thing. But this is one of the this is a turning point in South Africa, guys. It's a turning point for what we've always kind of felt was the thing. If guys on the ground are asking you for a cool drink, what are the guys in the offices with the air conditioning asking for?
Oh yeah. Manje, so now there's also another parliamentary process, ad hoc committee. Where does that whole fit in? What's its role compared to the commission?
So remember, the commission sits on its own and is unbiased, unencumbered, not attached. So it's going to do its own thing. But Parliament also still has the jurisdiction to actually do their own investigations and then use whatever comes out from the commission as an add-on. In fact, if Parliament does actually start and move at a good pace, it means that they will have done a lot of the legwork, and then when the commission report comes in, they're just plugging in whatever holes they have. Because there's also a couple of parliamentarians that are on that spider web of what we're looking at, right? And we've got to then figure out what powers they ultimately have in either bringing the report to themselves or forcing the executive to then ensure that the report goes to two places for redundancy, like 2 SD cards. So that if you say, hey, SD card, it fell and there's water and I don't have the report, they say, no, but we've got it. So you've got to find those redundancies within our system, because at this present moment in time, there's so many parts and portions of the SAPs that are touched in this report. It's almost insane. Right, the political killings task team is just one aspect. There's IPID, there's crime intelligence, there's the top brass. There's there's the guys who are doing sort of like more of your crime intelligence clandestine missions, who are now being sent to stop particular trucks and whatnot. It's so murky, dude. It's so murky.
I want to sidetrack for a bit, right? I want to ask you, do you think we'll look back at Cyril's tenure, right, and be like, man, it was tough, but he was trying something, right?
Yeah.
And I'll give an example with a soccer analogy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a Man U supporter, and when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when Ole was coach, right? We're like, fuck, this is the pits, this is the worst Man United team ever. It can't get any worse than this. It's terrible, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he left, and now we've got this new guy, Amarim, and now it's even worse.
He's a rim.
So now it's like, fuck, Ole, during Ole's times, it was much better.
Yeah.
So do you think we'll look back at Cyril's tenure like that, in terms of like he was trying,
So it's such an interesting analogy that you put, and I think it is apt. I think it's important. There are things that have been expected from Cyril, and he's done those things. But there are things that we've expected from Cyril that he has not. The president at times has really he's not come to the party on issues that really burn us, right? We don't mind you making a decision that turns out to not be correct, but make a decision faster, right? This thing of always in this country saying, we'll take out a commission. Like, you can make a decision and then the commission goes. And then if the commission comes and finds that decision, we're not going to be like, no, you should have made that decision. Unless obviously there's criminal implications around those type of decisions. But we need to be a country that moves faster. I made an example and a joke at the start of this taping that this sounds like protocol. Like if you've ever been in a gov meeting, there's something inherently slow about the people that are meant to do things. The fact that I have to recognize everybody when we could have sent an agenda out to tell you who's going to be in the meeting. Like we need to. So that's
sing for 30 minutes.
That is the frustration.
Capacity, Tololo.
That's the.
These are the words of Gwede, bro. These are not my words. Gwede. Queasy. Yeah, they sing.
So we've got to understand as South Africans. He's got to understand us as South Africans.
Yeah.
That for a long time, we have really not felt like things are working.
Yeah.
We've really, and honestly speaking, there's nobody anywhere who is in the GNU who thinks that this country is working the way that it should be. And if they are, they should they can host a press conference. We'll listen to them because it's not working the way it's supposed to.
Neo, you got any question for Mustafa regarding the commission? Because I know he's our political analyst.
Yeah. He's our mighty Neo. Our eminent dissector. Mighty Neo. Welcome to another episode of Neo's Dissection.
I think mine is, I think it's on the following topic that we're going to have, because I feel like much was said by Senzo Mchunu, but we have like previous ministers like Big Ele and Natim Tetwa. And all of a sudden, we're having this thing about Natim Tetwa that passed on at France.
Let me read that while you're at it.
Yeah, we'll go.
So, former SA Minister of Sports and Arts and Culture, Natim Tetwa, who was the country's ambassador to France, has passed away. Reports indicate that he passed away while booked on the 22nd floor of the Hyatt Hotel in Paris. It is reported that he fell off the 22nd floor. His wife had previously reported him missing, according to reports. We've got a video we want to play, but we'll play that later. Yes, you were saying that.
I was asking if are we experiencing the same thing as the those two white dudes who were said that they have passed on from the state capture commission.
Oh, Gavin
Watson.
Gavin Watson.
Which other white dude?
Hey,
is it dude? But I forgot his name. The other one. So
okay. I think he's dead for real. Right?
I think. Obviously, it's a moving target in a story. And I'll give maybe a personal account of my perspective. I happen to have been at that hotel in 2023 during the Rugby World Cup. I even have a picture of the window, or the windows.
You talking about the Paris hotel?
Yes.
The Hyatt in Paris.
Yes.
Yeah. Whoa, bro.
I've been there. Maybe I'll send it through to you guys and you can put it up for the guys. There's a picture, and when I look there, I'm like, no, but those windows were secure.
Wait, are you done with your question?
Yeah.
You're done? Okay.
Yeah. Those windows were secure. So the story of he jumped out, or I don't know, maybe pushed out, or there was any of those type of things. It's like they would have needed to have been brute force to do that. Because a lot of those windows are secured. So you can open a little bit of it, but it's like there's a stopper. So if you wanna go out, you have to really use force to get out.
But it's possible.
But it's not. Yes, it's not.
Well, I have to break the window, like
you would have
some mechanism.
You would have to break the window or the mechanism.
Fully open.
So in other words, you have to use force. So
with that in mind, do you think there was foul play then?
I think that there probably was foul play until I hear alternate evidence. Alternate evidence. Until someone says, no, we found this, we found that, we found this.
And do you think it's related to this commission?
Now, that's where we don't know. That's where we don't know because we can't make those speculations now. But we need to take this incident in its own merit, and then say, "Kwenzeke ntoni apha?" And then start to then say, we know definitely what happened here. He arrived at this time. He went in through here. Here are the camera footages of him arriving. Here's the camera footages outside the hotel of the first person who got to his body. It was at this time and that time. What other lines and links can we put together? Was there a security team that was with him? At what time did they let him go? There's so many questions and queries we've got to close up first before we can then say, okay, this happens. in relation to this, or it doesn't.
Because let's be honest, man. Politicians, there are a lot of things, but not suicidal, man. They live a good life, those guys.
Politicians are shameless.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking as well. We've never seen a politician, who comes under fire or is exposed of being involved in these funny things.
Says, I'm checking out.
And then goes and says, I'm checking out. They don't fall on their sword. They don't kill themselves because, oh no, I stole money from the sick. They're shameless. So for me, some people are trying to say it's like a suicide because of the name or things are gonna get revealed. I'm like, that's
no,
not
it doesn't work like that because
African politicians.
Because you've also got to give the person their due process, and based off whatever was out there wasn't a definitive thing where we could say other than the flag thing and the whatnot. There wasn't a definitive thing. Yo, lay out. You understand?
Konazi mentioned him Nana, but it wasn't like a
exactly.
He did what?
So that's why it's tricky. Obviously, there's a lot we don't know. There's a little bit that we now do know that he's passed.
And condolences to the family.
And condolences to the family because at the end of the day, you understand? He was many things to many people.
His size we don't know.
100%. So what we want to have
That
here.
doesn't sound right.
Wait, no,
man, the size of him that we don't know. Father, leader, family member, brother.
Yes.
You forgot to say pause. Don't they say pause when you say something like that?
No size. If you say something that sounds a bit gay, that implicates you in being gay, then you say pause. Okay. So that doesn't implicate me in being gay.
Okay. So at the end of the day,
pause.
No pause. No pause.
No pause.
No pause. Menopause. Menopause are like women.
Before we continue, man, make sure you elevate your betting game with EasyBet, the only sports betting site giving you a massive 150% first match deposit match of up to 1,500 rands. That's not all. EasyBet brings you the best soccer odds plus hundreds of the hottest slots, crash, and live dealer games. And here's the kicker. You'll get a 50 rand sign-up bonus absolutely free. No deposit needed. But the real game changer is that EasyBet is the only site that gives you 15% cash back on your losing bets. Nowhere else will you find that. So don't miss out and join EasyBet today and use the promo code MacG50 to claim your 50 rand welcome bonus. That's MACG50 to claim your 50 rand welcome bonus. EasyBet Group Pty Ltd is licensed and regulated by the Eastern Cape Gambling Board. Gambling is only for persons 18 years and older. Winners know when to stop. You want to move on to the next topic, or you just want to wrap this one up?
So I think we need to also then, as part of this conversation, go into the Tembisa Hospital. Shenanigans, because
what's coming out is
they are part and parcel of this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
And
by the way, what house is worth 90 million in Zimbabwe, bro?
Hey man, there's things there that are closest to the ocean. There are prices that we shouldn't even know about.
An ocean backyard, bro.
Yeah,
and
you are in there.
There's things,
I understood the Cape Town one because it was a house he bought in Cape Town for 85 million.
And then some are just overpriced, bro. There's houses in Waterfall where they're like 40 million and you're like, fuck that. You're like, come on, that's not 40 million, bro. That's like,
who was that, by the way? Who am I talking about?
Morgan Maumela.
Okay.
Morgan Hangwan Maumela.
Maumela. I always wonder, like like how people will like have like an English name and then they decide like halfway through, like no. Bring in my ethnic name or like my indigenous name. I want to use that one.
Oh yeah, I know a nigga like that. It was Jacob. You know Jacob Spear.
Yes.
Yeah. Then so he's Pushaza. So first radio show I did with that nigga. And I was calling him Pushaza. He didn't like me calling him by Pushaza, which is
actually
yeah. But then apparently sent some email when it was at 947 to everybody at Prime Media that from now on I'm not Jacob, I'm this guy.
Really?
So that happens. Yeah, when Oaks like want to be Tandubuntu, not Solom's anymore.
Like
call Tandubuntu now.
Umzwanele, Manyi.
Yes, Jimmy Manyi.
He doesn't want to be
Jimmy Manyi
like,
for the longest time, proudly.
Pravin Gordon didn't want to be called Jamnandas. Like, what's your name, Joe?
Yeah.
Like, own it.
Yeah.
But again, it's a weird thing. So, back to the story. Okay, so this thing, there's 2 billion rands worth of at this juncture. It could be more.
It could be more.
It could be more.
And that's just one hospital. Wow. And that's a hospital of 800 plus beds. Not even a big hospital,
bro. Bro.
Not even a big hospital. I thought like it's a juggernaut, it's a big Paraguanas like hospital. And it's a small Nyana hospital.
And why this is important relative to the Madlanga Commission is that Babita Deokaran was the whistleblower
Hero,
that
man.
said, guys, we are moshagala Tembisa Hospital. We are moshagala. I can't even like, at some point you look at the numbers and you're like, this makes no sense. And she was one of those people who looked at it and she said, guys, there's a mess going on there. We need to look. And because of that, she was killed. And that killing is linked to Uvusumuzi, Cat Matlala. And that's why this Tembisa thing is so tied to everything else that's going on right now at the Madlanga Commission. And everybody, don't allow mainstream media to tell you what is going on. Go watch for yourself the live streams. Go watch for yourself because people will start to edit things in their way and in their perspective. You need to catch one or two of the sessions. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It's almost like how the country watched the Oscar Pistorius thing because it was so talkable and whatnot. But people are not as interested in this. It's only a section of people. Everybody needs to be watching this thing. Everybody needs to understand. So what's happening there is that they're saying that they used various companies to siphon money off, allegedly. They used to siphon money out of Tembisa Hospital to then enrich these people to an extent where there's now this criminal network is now being linked to Tembisa Hospital as well. A lot of these things are going to start making sense to people because Tembisa Hospital, a lot of the, and we have to say shout out to some of the journals, right? Some of the journals did speak about the blue lights, the Tembisa Hospital, all of the stuff a long time ago. But at that time, it's one of those things that stands by itself and you can't really link it. What Mkhwanazi has done, and subsequently Bofani Masamula and all of these other guys, is that they've said all of those things that you were hearing in isolation, Tembisa Hospital, that, it's all part of this diagram here. This spider diagram, this is what's happening. None of these things are happening in isolation. And that is what we have to contend with as South Africans.
Something is weird is happening, man. Babita Deokaran got murdered a while ago. I mean, the lid has been open on this whole Tembisa looting of 2 billion for a while now.
Yeah.
Why now is it that this asset forfeiture unit is moving in on Hangwani Maumeda? When this thing has been...
That's such an interesting question.
Why during this commission
Such an interesting
are they...
question.
So what do you think? And you would not know because you're not the one making the decisions, but why are they starting to move in on him now, concurrently with the commission? Would they even have moved in had Mkhwanazi not stood before the country? What's going on, man? It feels like somebody's fucking with us, bro.
So I'll say this. Since I think Cyril Ramaphosa took over the running of the country, one thing that has happened is that the Special Investigating Unit, ESIU, has gotten a lot of power and they've gotten a lot of stuff over the line. I must say that. Because one of the core things that criminals used to do is that they would go steal state money and they would then use state money to fight the state. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a big thing was empowering the Asset Forfeiture Unit and empowering the SIU. The reason why this is important was that you, Saul, would go and say, I've now got 100 M. Then they say, no, but Saul, you weren't supposed to, there's nefarious things there. They come back to you and say, Saul, we're taking you to court. Bro, with 100 M, you can drag the thing for years, bro.
So it's like what? It's like Kat Matlala, if you got that 300 million SAPS tender, right? Here's a guy who's had a brush with the law. He's getting an SAPS tender for 300 million. And then they want to come back and then he can fight the legal with that the same 300 million. So had the tender went through.
So where the dynamic has shifted and where I think that the SIU has become really pivotal is that they are able to move in immediately and freeze things with the Asset Forfeiture Unit. So it's like, okay, Sharp, you've stolen this thing. I see this thing. And then let's ask Kulumemina now. We know that this money went in, so say freeze a account where this money went in. Here's our warrant, here's our court order. Ask Kulumege out. Now you're saying to yourself, I'm in a corner because I can't use the same money that I've stolen to then fight the state. So that's why the asset forfeiture and the SIU they're crucial. Because think about something as simple as that National Lotteries Commission thing that happened, right? the SIU moved in fast. And if you want to know what the SIU is doing, they are one of the best communicating policing services or law enforcement services in this country. They even put music on their Instagram to say Tinas Funimali. And they've got your picture there. They're saying that one, and it was 2 billion. So, but they are communicating in a language and in a way that makes the average South African who is younger start to understand what is going on. So yes, you are correct. Something is going on, but the fact that the SIU has moved in this fast as well, relative to us knowing about it, this is key. Because remember, when it first started, Tembisa Hospital was part of Babita's case as well, to say, well, actually, what's going on there? So, to my knowledge, and you can please fact check me on this, to my knowledge, there was an investigation that was going into the Tembisa thing around Babita at the time. But now that it's escalated itself, probably the likelihood is that people who were going to be arrested, it's now happened faster, or at least there's law enforcement action that's happening faster. So, yes, things don't move the way that we want them to move when they pop up. But you have to understand, that's when the issue comes in to say, yeah, he went to court and he was acquitted. Because if you move too fast, you can move fast, but too fast means that you might miss some things. And those technicalities is how people get off. So we have to balance what we think should be happening. But if we are too early, but wrongful arrest.
Do you not find it crazy how most of the people that are mentioned in this commission were at Edwin Sodi's 50th?
Bruh, we have to talk about that.
That's like the only picture of my moment, and it's like a side profile. In the whole of the internet and the whole of media can't even get a picture of this guy.
I was close to going. He invited me.
No way. Nigga, you the last nigga was gonna be there. Then you're gonna get all the fatties there. And you're like, oh no, not you all selling pop.
He's probably said something about every single person there this time.
Yeah, dog. Like, yo. People will start leaving like, this nigga's here. We are enjoy your party, dog, with MacG.
Bro, at this point, if you were there at that 50th, if you were at that 50th,
hey,
bro. What's your take on that? What's your take on that?
No, like I think there's a level of braggadocious, debaucherous displays of access that has engulfed a certain class of people, because as much as like, I think the first layer of like 10 entrepreneurs and PE, they were just guys who flossed in their hoods. Like we were annoyed with you, but like, cause bambambi, so and so. I mean, even back in like 2005 when I was still sort of like in the EC, there was a gent whose dad was implicated, and like you saw their life change. Like, yo, you were here getting dropped off with cars this date. Now it's like, yo, like, like you saw that there were things happening and you understood, okay, sharp. Then there was just a period of like, nah, people are doing too much. Like, yo, like where PE became tenderpreneur. When that shift happened, that's when a lot of this stuff started to now really engulf South African society. And then you ask yourself, and there's a conversation that I had with somebody a long time ago and said, why is this happening to South Africa? And I said, it's because South Africa is run by former principals.
Oh.
What do you mean?
It's not run by lawyers. It's not run by engineers like other countries. America's run by lawyers. China's run by engineers. We are run by principals. Look at most of the people there. Go look at their qualifications. They are all people who are principals, teachers, and whatnot. We've got a problem here. Education. They were all, because they could wag the finger. Remember when we were wondering ourselves in South Africa, why are politicians wagging fingers at us? Because these people, principal, what they should be doing.
Who's the principal, man? I'm lost.
No, tons of people. What I'm saying is the principal nature says a lot of these people during apartheid, they had core things that they could do. A lot of the people that weren't going to go into really gainful professions or hard professions like science, etc., and mathematics and all these other things, they ended up being in the teaching profession. So a lot of these people, and you can search up certain people who were in teaching, a lot of these people ended up being the first administrators of the new dispensation, the new democracy. So when I say there were principles, I mean their background is in principal, teacher, education, most of them, right? And that creates a basis of understanding and problem solving that is so far removed from what the country needs, right? It's either you were unionist, you are unionist, or you were in teaching.
Do you put Cyril in the same bracket because he's a businessman?
But he was a unionist.
Okay.
Right? But he was a unionist. And if we go down the path of unionization in this country, I think that we have a huge problem with unionization. I think we've got a huge problem. I don't think it shouldn't exist. I think it should be decentralized because the problems that affect Ose Eastern Cape don't affect Ose Mangaung in Bloemfontein or somebody in other areas. So you can't say, no, let's blanket this thing. Because every single year, the same people, the same unionists will have one quarter where they're making a lot of noise because they need to seem like they were doing something for the people that are paying their subscriptions.
Sure. Penduka, any other questions?
Yeah, man. Looking back in hindsight, remember one of the first things the president did was move, I think it's national intelligence under the presidency. Looking at in hindsight, and then ever since he did that with politicians bringing better criminals, the Zamazamas, there's so many things that intelligence was meant to get ahead of that actually have not been happening and they've been running amok. Was that a great idea? And could it be possible he could have done that with ulterior motives instead of what he told the country he's doing it for?
I don't want to speak on why he did it. I think what we can speak on is what has subsequently happened.
Yes.
So I because the decision would be me trying to judge his decision just on its own, but rather like what's happened. I think what has happened, just like positively, I will say that things like the SIU and asset forfeiture have now gotten a lot of power out of that. They can now take action, and if they're not working, we can see that they're not working because they wouldn't be posting stuff. That's one side of it. The other side of it is quite interesting and very crucial. What separates, and this is to answer your question, what separates General Mkhwanazi from the other generals and ultimately how South Africa has been operating when it comes to crime intelligence. What General Mkhwanazi did was not to now suddenly become, to subvert how we do things or whatever. He started to use the components that are available to him as a general to fight crime. Simple example, track and trace teams. SAPS has track and trace teams that are meant to go look for criminals. He just put more pressure and more incentive for his guys in the track and trace team to go find people. Like, he's not going to walk past the office of the track and trace team and be like, for 3 months, just walking in for the office. He's going to walk in and say, hey, what did you do this week? And that suddenly, that simple thing of Nenzeni this week starts to create a thing of, we got to be out on the streets finding criminals. That's part one of this thing, of the petty criminals. And by finding petty criminals, you then start to go up the chain because this thing is a layer. It's a pyramid. That's why he ended up where he ended up. Now, if other commissioners across the country, whose names I don't know, if they, and I don't know them because I don't think they're doing work. And if they are, well, show me the work you've been doing.
Actually,
because then suddenly, if their track and trace teams were doing what the KZN track and trace team is forced to do, because they know that this gentleman who is now the head of us, he comes from that space, from Special Task Force. He knows that on a daily basis, you're looking at case files and saying, let's hit the streets, gents. Let's go into these places. Let's go try and put people in to see, is there a gang operating here? That's what crime intelligence and track and trace is meant to do. Now, relative to what you are speaking about intelligence sitting in the presidency, there was a time in South Africa where some people felt that there is an undermining of intelligence when it sits outside of the direct purview of the president. And this was around the time of the Chinese ladies massaging the minister at that time. Is it Mahlobo? David Mahlobo, I think. It was around that time. So post that David Mahlobo era, it then became almost like a certainty that there was a fast and looseness when it came to intelligence as a whole in the country, right? this is when we were having conversations around the slush funds for the SSA, right? Which is our you could say CIA kind of type of thing. That they were having extra missions and things, and where they couldn't account for money and all of these things. So we come from a period where when it was too far to grab intelligence, it would then do its own thing. Why do I think this is happening? I think it's happening because generally corruption in South Africa, and again, this is going to be another thing for people to get their head around, is not entirely political.
Yes, it is David Mahlobo.
David Mahlobo, yes.
Yes.
So outside...
I love how you ask yourself questions. I
Yes.
love that, eh?
So, because I'm trying to work through it to make it simpler. So then we have to ask ourselves, when we look at intelligence as a whole, what do we want out of intelligence? What do we want? What do we want our intelligence services to do and be? Because they also failed in the riots of 2021, right? But then there was a conversation to say, the people who were in intelligence during that time are the same people who did this because they ran doomsday scenarios. This was another thing. They said, they looked at South Africa and said, how could we crack this country if we wanted to crack? And they said, we could start multiple riots across the country. And because of the socio-economic situations that South Africans find themselves in, they will join in. And for a while, over those 2 days, 3 days, it looked like people were going to join in. But the humanity of South Africans shone through and they said, and we do know that there were elements from those riots who were sent in by supposedly the people who work in intelligence and who work in the senior intelligence perspectives, or who had worked in the administration. So to answer your question, I don't think what he did was wrong, but we have to look at the results of that decision. Because intelligence being too far, remember, intelligence by its very nature is secretive. So what type of oversight do you think should be there for intelligence, and who gets to see these files? Because intelligence is also, in their own right, the same people that will fix a problem and it goes away and you don't hear about it. But when the problem was there, we were all talking about the problem. Things like taxi violence. Taxi violence will happen for a while and then they'll deploy some intelligence guys and then it'll stop. But they can't come back and say, hey, stile ngabo.
Yeah.
Stile ngabo, John Wick, stile ngabo. Now what I'm saying, you understand? It's not in their nature. They do the dirty work, the grimy work, and the covert work. And then they come back. So we also must say it's a good thing that we understand what's happening in police intelligence, because there's also national intelligence that has to look after our borders, our things, etc. Because that's what they should be doing. National intelligence should be saying, we've stopped the syndicate of people that are doing trafficking. We've done that thing. But
some are done with.
100%. These are the things that intelligence should be doing. That's why they are deployed into that thing. And I think just to close this thing, I remember when I was very young, it must have been 18, when the Hawks were around. And there were two instances that gave me faith as an 18-year-old that things were happening. I remember having a conversation with a grootman of mine at Tembisa in the Eastern Cape. And he was one of the operators, right? I don't know if he was supposed to tell me this. He's probably obviously out of the thing now. But because the Hawks don't exist. But the Scorpions don't exist. He was part of the Scorpions.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're actually getting stuff done. Like I was old enough to understand, because I'd ask him, hey, Malums, like, I'm young, so I'm like, hey, Scorpions. He's like, I went in, type of thing. And I'd asked him, I was like, what work do you do? And he's like, we don't do police work. We do work so that people can go to jail. We do the work. It's like we don't fire a shot because we arrive when you're having dinner with your family. You understand? He was like, there was a different vibe of how we operate. This was the Scorpions. And then obviously Ubaba came in and disbanded them.
Bro, my thing is with all these criminals, bro, how do they sleep at night?
Disbanding of things that catch criminals as a president, for me, it's like, bro, that's so brazen.
You understand what I'm saying?
Disbanding the units, disbanding the Scorpions.
Yeah.
Yo, these are people catching criminals. So if our leaders know about these disbanders, who's calling the shots? And I feel like Morgan Maumela, Ket Matlala, all the guys who've been unmasked, Katiso, these guys will take the fall and to protect the really higher ups. And I wonder how high it goes, bro. The rocks.
And my thing is, how do these guys sleep at night, dog?
Bro,
you stole 2 million from sick people,
2
dog.
billion.
2 billion, sorry, 2 billion.
Peacefully, bro.
How do you enjoy that money, bro? You actually buy cars
with the
and boats.
baddies. That's how you enjoy
baddies,
it.
bro.
Fucking hell.
Peacefully,
I wouldn't be able to enjoy that money, dog.
peacefully.
You have a conscience.
You have a
Some
conscience,
people
bro.
don't, bro.
You have a conscience.
Always be really mindful of people with high ambitions and low morals.
And maybe you don't sleep well for the first 3-4 nights.
Then after that,
you realize, fuck, I live in a palace. Fuck, this bed is comfortable. Fuck, I could be. Let's be honest.
Thread count. Your thread count is high.
After the 6 Ferrari, dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we talk about Julius Malema, you mentioned something earlier that it's got a global impact, this commission or this story.
So
what were you alluding to?
So the global impact is how we are viewed and how we handle this particular situation is going to be very telling about how people see South Africa. Yes, it's a simple thing. We want to find out what is going on. But can you imagine somebody who wants to invest in South Africa on a $2-3 billion project?
Yeah.
He's thinking, man, if there's people running around doing whatever they want, we're going to have a problem here. And I was even thinking to myself, saying, I wonder what we are saying to people globally from like an international relations perspective, because these are the type of things that when an ambassador goes and he sits with an opposing sort of like ambassador or speaks in another country and they ask, they're like, yo, bro, we just threw like $4 or $5 billion in your thing. Like, how is this thing going to affect this thing? I wonder what type of conversations we're starting to have, because those directly affect foreign direct investment into South Africa.
Bro, what's the protocol when a minister dies in another country like Natim Teta?
So he was an ambassador.
Ambassador?
I didn't even know that.
So he was an ambassador
I
to
didn't even
France.
know that,
Yeah. So they're obviously going to have to, the president will then declare what type of categorization he will get in terms of the state funerals. And then the state, because he's an ambassador and he died on the job, that side, they will repatriate the body back. But they'll probably also have to send an uncle to go fetch spirit sack as well, right? So those things are the things that will happen first. And then the president declare, we're going to have a Cat 1, Category 2, Category 3, Category 4 funeral for him or a memorial. And then the family will then get their time to.
And there's no tension between us and France?
I don't think that there is actual tension between us and France. France just started to back a lot of what we've been saying about Israel.
Yeah.
So I don't think necessarily there's tension with France. France has got its own problems, and that's another entire thing.
But I'm saying something like this won't cause any tension because he died on France's soil.
No, I think what they will do is that they will genuinely do a thorough investigation that as we hope will not, that either absolves them or gives us a full, complete story of what happened. Yeah. So that it's not a thing that happened. Because remember, there's other people like, what's this lady, September, but this was during apartheid, who was killed by the apartheid state while staying in Paris. And she has a square there. Okay. Is it Darcy September? Please can you fact check me? Is it, there's a lady, something September. She was killed there, but during apartheid times, because she was bringing up a lot of the stuff around arms dealing between France and the apartheid government, right, at the time. And she was really vocal about that type of stuff. So we have had instances like that, but in the past, in the old regime. But what I think is core, yes,
her name is Darcy September. She was assassinated in Paris in 1988.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So
damn, the apartheid government was really
No, they didn't play.
They were really dedicated. They'll find you in France in 1988.
100%. And remember, they had the whole might of the state behind them, and they were looking for obviously activists, ANC members, and other political parties
throughout the world. Down.
Exactly. So whether they're planting a bomb, whether they're shooting you down as you come down the stairs,
or a letter bomb.
So
those are popular.
These are the type of things that they were doing. So globally, I think we've got to figure out how we deal with this thing.
Before we move on, bro, with this whole thing, I feel like, is it just me or there's less vigor and energy by the media, and there's less scrutiny. Because I feel like if all of this was happening, this whole police people cartels under Zuma's tenure, it would be like there would be like already Zuma must go marches, and there would be like books on Zuma, but it feels like that energy is not there under the current president.
So there's a very much a tenuous.
The rand is so strong, bro.
There's a
like, no, for real. The rand is so strong, bro. Like,
it's not in ICU.
Like, yo, the rand would be in ICU. You in the free fall, from the 20. Yeah. Bro, for real. Things are very calm. For real, things are super calm, bro. It's the weirdest thing.
So I think what has happened is that there's also another. There's a different civic movement that exists now in South Africa, and it's the people. The people also fact check people. I mean, it's so easy now to fact check people on Grok. I mean, Grok at times, but
general AI. Yeah.
So what that now means is that people can't necessarily come out with things that aren't as.
No. His question is not about people. It's about the media.
No, I'm going to.
The energy. Business South Africa. Build one South Africa and all that.
I'm coming to that. So
big business,
I'm
man.
setting a layer for you to understand.
Got you.
In those past, social media and its influence in how stories evolve was very much on a viewer basis. A story would come out, we would view it, we would read it. We now drive narratives, and our narratives find their way in subsequent updates and revisions of stories. We are the ones that are now investigating things. Tabo Pesta wafunyana with social media. You understand what I'm saying? There's a different type of activism that exists. Now, what has happened with the media is reporting on it. But what is core is that people don't even trust them. So you can take out the stories based off the commission every single day, but the opinion pieces, we're going to slap you down if you're talking nonsense.
Yeah, like people say, where's the evidence?
100%. Like
when Kwanazi,
like Karen Mon.
He's giving evidence.
Karen Mon said, where's the evidence? We're like, Aibo.
He is giving evidence.
And he is evidence.
That is evidence. Verb,
So,
but what's so saying that image is not there during Zuma.
Because
because
there are different political dynamics at play. They're different. The GNU understands that we've got to fix things. Can you imagine the meetings that are happening right now because of this type of thing? Because obviously everyone's trying to take pot shots, etc. And they're trying to say, no, can you see what you guys are doing? You need to take this guy out, do that thing. And they would rightfully so within an environment where you're not the outright winner. They would have those type of conversations. But as this thing is happening now, what I feel is core is that a lot of people aren't necessarily silenced. I just also think that there's not enough foreign cash via USAID that's coming in to inflame NGOs to make statements that then get written up. There's a huge layer in South Africa that's suddenly gone quiet, if you think about it. Which means that foreign cash, probably US cash, is now out of the system. If you go, there's a particular professor at a university in Gauteng. I won't name the university. This guy wrote a story and said that he wrote around, it was either around BEE or something of the sort. I've got a video coming out about BEE, actually. It's way more than 100 people making cash off BEE.
Wow.
So based off that thing, he wrote a story, said BEE only benefits X amount of people and they've made this much money, right? So a member of mine in a group, in one of our groups, he sends a story to me. And just to show you how quickly you can fact check people, I literally said to myself, this story is so skewed towards a particular type of narrative and it's not balanced. I went and I said, okay, this professor here, and then he wrote his thing there. Then I saw a name of an organization. I followed that organization. You know what I did? I just said, who funds this organization in South Africa? Boom, Wavela, the Ford Foundation in America. Because in America they have a different type of transparency, I was able to find that this guy over the last 12 months has received 10 million rand via that organization. In 30 minutes, I was able to work out ubani ofunda this professor, obhala le narrative about South Africa.
Jeez.
You understand what I'm saying?
And then
So
the
when
normal
that-
person won't do that.
No,
It's all
because they don't know where to.
manufactured,
They don't know where to look.
Yeah.
I've been to New York
manufactured
and
narratives.
I've been to these places
Yeah.
where we sit with NGOs and the funders of NGOs and we listen to these stories and whatnot. And you can see when they want to twist you, Bazamun twist. No, but you know you must go back to South Africa and kind of spread
Who's
the
funding
good
these
message.
podcasts that are like heavily anti-ANC?
So I genuinely think that there's money that's flowing in from Zionists.
Like which one?
Whoa.
Which podcast?
There's a lot, dog.
No,
Anti-ANC?
No,
Yeah.
they're not necessarily anti-ANC. They're anti the stance of the country around a particular issue.
Yes.
And that issue is Israel.
Israel.
So there's a feeling that I've got that a lot of the people who have been saying quite negative things and putting South Africa on a bad pedestal, that those people are funded by Zionists.
Makes sense.
It's just, and this is hearsay.
Yeah.
This is hearsay. I'm not saying it's definite.
It's like they all have the same script. They
And
say the same
also,
shit.
remember how easy it is now to game the algorithm. Remember, there's this thing called it's like content curation that you don't have to show your face. You just do a voiceover with AI and stuff. There's tons of those channels popping up right now.
Yeah.
Tons of those. And there's a factory that's farming these things.
Pushing propaganda.
100%. So my feeling is that nothing is by chance. The silence is because American funding has stopped coming to South Africa generally in terms of NGOs and that type of stuff. And because of that, the other stuff that they were doing when the money hits SA, which is to fight the government, fight for illegal immigrants, that stuff is not happening.
But with the Zuma era, man, come on, Mustafa, it was not even America, it was like local business, big business.
Where do you think all this
doing
money
the
was,
marches?
But where do you
and,
think this money was coming from?
all
I
these
don't-
things?
Like, you've got to know that there's a web. There are people that run this country, Solom's.
Yeah.
There are people that run this country, and they chase their investments with money that is going to change the narrative in their favor. That's what they're going to do. So when American interests started to say, South Africa, not so much, American money in the ether of influence started to recede. And when that money's out the picture, that's why you see it's quiet. That's why you're seeing MMC bengena into buildings now, and there's no NGO that's crying. Very few are crying. So, because they don't have the funds, the narrative, and the destabilization of South Africa or that project doesn't have enough money at this present moment in time. And then the things that we've got to deal with are in-house things, and we've got to sort out this thing that's happening at Madlanga.
As we're recording right now, judgment has been handed down in the Julius Malema firearm trial after a marathon recap of testimonies which happened throughout the week. Malema was found guilty.
Haibo.
Olivier said the court can't find any bias with state witnesses. Malema's former bodyguard, Adrian Snyman, was found not guilty. The two men were accused of firing a rifle at the 2018 rally in Mdantsane, in close proximity to a large crowd of if supporters, and charged with violating the Firearms Control Act.
Yeah.
The matter has been postponed to the 23rd of Jan 2026 for pre-sentence reports.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
He'll probably lose his gun license.
That's it.
That's immediate.
this is first offense.
Yeah. Like he'll definitely lose. Like if you carry a firearm legally in this country, like the one thing you are like
It needs to be
scared
responsible.
about is losing your ability to own one in future. Right? So I genuinely think that's the first thing they'll go for. It's not really going to be as big as what we think it is.
Yeah.
They'll probably go after the security company that gun is licensed to. They will. These are the immediate recourse actions that they can take. And then on a posture and then say a branding perspective or an image perspective, I don't think this dents him in any way, other than he now can't carry a pistol by
Your
himself.
thoughts,
or a
Pinduka?
thing.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts him, man. You know, Julius has always been like the rebellious
He's
militant
he's
politicians. Exactly, so, bulletproof. So if he shot a gun, it's a rally. It won't dent him in any way. But yeah, I don't see him spending a day in prison.
Yeah.
There's always things.
Maybe at a
I don't
push.
even think he should, man.
Yeah.
Not over this.
Maybe at a push,
Anyway.
what they would do is that they would say he's endangering lives. And I don't know then what that becomes. Because there is because if you as a normal person were to shoot a firearm and there were people around, you could go to jail. So I don't know if there will be a legal will to pursue this. I don't know what the NPA will say. They've
What's
been
your
quiet
take-
about many things in this country.
What's your take on the race for Joburg next year, man?
That thing annoys me. Yo, la coco. Bro, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this quite simply.
Yeah.
I want people to show me where Helen Zille, particularly her, where she has done right, where she has governed.
But she's everywhere.
No. She was mayor in Cape Town. She was mayor in Cape Town.
Didn't she win an award for best mayor in the world?
2008.
Surely there's rights that she's
the best
doing
mayor in the
at
world.
some places.
When was the last time you were in Kailicha?
Where's Rands?
It's a Gugulethu.
Yeah, I was in Google. I was in Rands. And then where's what's his name? Jordan's ways of cooking.
I don't know where that
It's
is.
somewhere. I've been,
Yeah.
man. I've
So,
been.
but-
Like 2-3 years ago.
But
last year.
But the reason,
No, Kylie was last. No, man, hold on. Rands was last year. Yo, what I'm trying to say is I do go to Cape Town Township. So, bro, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We've got Orange Farm. We've got Alex here. I was on Orange Farm the other day trying to drive out when it rained.
yeah.
Bro, to be black and in South Africa half the time, it's you lose your dignity. There's no
Yeah.
dignity. Dude, I was driving in a fucking puddle of water. Dude, black people in this country, bro, majority have no dignity. So I don't need to be in Kailicha. I was on
Yeah.
Orange Farm. It was
100%.
raining.
100%.
Trying to fucking drive
Yeah.
out. It was a war zone.
So the reason why Helen Zille would put her hand up is obviously strategically political, but more than anything, I think she's seen that there is an absence of leadership in Johannesburg, and that's why they felt that they could fully contest, because we
they can.
we have to be realistic about it. That there is an absence of leadership in Johannesburg, and nobody can tell us differently.
Yeah.
Our office is in Parkhurst, bro. For 2 weeks, my team had to work from home because of commands.
in the north,
Broski.
a tiny ass house in Parkers is 5 million rands.
Broski. So at the end of that day,
I love you didn't say no.
He's good. No. An old ass from the 60s.
Hey, Baba.
For real,
Hey,
those
Baba.
houses are like from the 60s. It's
Yeah.
5 million. It's a fucking
Very
3-bedroom,
old.
2-bedroom ass house.
So-
Tiny ass.
So at the end of the day,
Bro,
there is a direct benefit. There's a direct effect on businesses and people's lives when the Aikenhof Dam or the Hurstville reservoirs, when they don't work. And genuinely speaking, this is not a new thing. 3 years, 4 years ago, you can go back 10 years ago. People knew that this was an issue and it still hasn't been fixed. But if you told citizens, listen, we're going to have this thing off for 3 months and it's going to be tough, but it'll never go off again. You understand? These are the simple things that are missing in Johannesburg. To fix a street, to fix Ypres Street, or I'm not sure what it's called now, Ypres Street.
Lilian Goy.
Yeah, Lilian, to fix that has taken how many years?
And they did a shit job, right? Apparently the road is fucked, bumpy as hell. It's bad.
Because
When last were you there?
they used
No, I saw a video. Drivers.
they used
taxi drivers on
they
TikTok
used
now.
paving bricks,
Paving bricks.
which in itself are not a bad thing. They're not a bad thing. This is important. They're not a bad thing, but relative to what you need there, I don't know if they're the best solution for there.
In town,
High,
and at the cost, looking at the
At
cost
the
as
cost
well.
that
And it's paving.
But,
what the fuck?
but then,
Doesn't add up.
But then likely, and someone who's a civil engineer who does roads can tell us, but likely when you want to fix stuff, taking out paving bricks would be easier than asphalt. I don't know. Right? So let's not be too thingy around that. But genuinely, Joburg has been in a crazy decline for years.
The whole of Gauteng, bro.
100%.
Golden Walk.
So at the end of the day, the reason why Helen Zille has put up her hand is because she can see Uguti, akobandwa, akobandwa. Singangena man up. You know, that's why it's happening. But I don't think she'll get them. You know who I think will make it? I think Herman will.
Why don't you think she'll get there? Remember,
She needs your vote.
oh yes, and
She needs you, Solomon.
people. She'll
She
get,
needs
she'll
you.
get- Let me tell you something, bro. So, you see, you are complaining about Parkhurst. There's no electricity in Parkhurst. It's the north. Average people have been feeling like this in Alberton and Germiston.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to get dressed to go to a Golden Walk, which was a mall in Germiston.
Yeah.
Now it looks like a fucking flea market.
And there's
I'm
no
sure.
yes.
Yeah, Alberton City. These were quality malls,
Yeah.
bro.
I know Alberton City.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
used to be like
Yeah.
real. Go there now. It's a shit show. So what I'm trying to say is, it's at a point where people are like,
Breaking
we know
point.
the story of Gugulethu, of Kailicha, but do you think all these people like you with officers in Parkhurst in the north, at this point, people just want services for themselves.
Yeah.
At this point,
no longer about
the
the
black
community.
people who ideology believe in the ANC and all, they just want running water.
Yeah.
So people now will be on some, I don't care what happens in Vosloo or Spruit, I want running water in Parkhurst.
Yeah.
Therefore, I know who can bring me what running water
Yeah.
because my own can't. So I think she will get the vote because people are frustrated. They don't care. Like Mandela said, what color the cat is that catches the mice, as long as it catches the mice. Remember that Mandela quote?
Yeah, but remember, her path. This guy.
Feels like he dropped the
No,
bar.
it's a Mandela quote. Yeah, no. Mandela. No. In '94, when he was just voted in, Mandela said, "We don't care what color the cat is, as long as it can catch the mice."
Yes.
And guess what? Even the black people in the middle class who love ANC, PAC, all these people don't want their fucking 5 million rand homes losing value because there's no water and electricity in the hood.
100% I agree with you. Like, but you also have to understand that in order for her to get that mayoral chain, she's got to get past someone like Herman, who has shown that he can govern in Johannesburg. You might not have liked the way that he did it, but it was still
Oh yeah,
undeclared.
he was effective.
And then secondly, he's shown that his party in Tshwane can do and turn things around. And Herman is talking about the policies and the things on the ground where he can say, we will take back the CBD. If that's the only thing Action SA does, we will take back the CBD. And those are the type of things that people feel are important just as much as, yes, water must run. Those are non-negotiables, right? Basics.
Man.
So I don't think she gets there because she won't be able to form a coalition that will get her there. That's my view. And it will be tested and this will be clipped and whatever. But at the end of the day, I think that Action SA has decided that they are going to do a reverse. We are going to go to Parliament via starting from the ground. We are going to then say, after all the people who are mayors, let's take them to try and be premiers. Let's try to get them into MEC positions. Let's try to get them there. Let's try to take one province. After that, let's take enough provinces or enough MECs to then say, can we be a fixture, a thing? It's actually a great strategy considering everybody always looks at national. So they've decided, how can we use the good stories of turning around areas that are not, that are consequential, but are not big, that they would really overwhelm us as Action SA? Because easily Action SA can be like, yeah, eThekwini, we're coming. They can easily be like, Kaber, Ethel Trollop is there, Uzongen. Suddenly they're like, oh, we control 2 or 3 metros. The other thing about this is that the ANC, if you think about it, has not really complained a lot about the Action SA and how it's running Tshwane. If you think about it. So the Action SA, I mean, the ANC has probably said to themselves, yeah, no, this thing is working with Unasipi, with the mayor. This thing's working. And when that thing starts working, credible people will come out to the top, because the key thing why there's a deficit in South Africa is because people who are capable and able and willing to do things don't have an outlet into our current political system. If you wanted to be a servant of the people at local government, you've done 55 years, you've made your guap, your grand, you stay in you stay in the east somewhere, Bedford View, whatnot, maybe not Bedford, but like in those areas, and you're like, I want to offer my services for the next 10 years to local gov. Grand, right? Hey, I could probably run to be a councillor. Those are the type of things that you want. That's the civic action that you need. But because of the party-based system, and I guess now you can say that individuals can go in, but the party-based system still, the ones where people caucus around are still the ones that are ruling and have the most amount of seats at local councils. And they still run things. So you need a vehicle for good, honest people to try and find their way in. The biggest problem that Helen Zille has is that ideologically she doesn't match with you, Solomzi, as much as you want the things that you want. And you know that by giving her your vote, you're good, you get your water. But then they start to consolidate all of these things that they have. And then ideologically, when you say the things that are happening in Gaza are bad, they say, what? Genocide? I mean, that's a crazy word. Why would you even use that? Then it's awkward. Then it's awkward.
True, yeah.
Then you are now conflicted. And you say, okay, I have water and whatnot. And that's a start. But then the bigger things becomes, in 2029, when they start to shift the cards again and they start to say to you, okay, the president might not come from these guys, but it needs to come from these guys. Then you start to say to yourself, okay, all of the issues that matter to you, the way that we dealt with the US issue, when everybody said, ayikho lithethwa ngabantu be-AfriForum, the way that we dealt with that issue, what if that issue was, what if someone else from the GNU was in charge there and they said, yeah, this is happening? How would you feel? So I'm saying to you, yes, there is a need to capacitate local government more than any other sphere of government because that's what directly affects people on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Right? But you need avenues. So I'm saying to people, and this is just my opinion, that we need to capacitate more parties like and or similar to Action SA so that those parties can contest and offer young professionals and also capable people who have decided that they want to serve in this space. I had a conversation with someone. I said, what if I wanted to be to be in the race to run as the mayor of Mthatha or Monti? Now at this age, I'm 38. What if I decided I wanted to do that? You understand what I'm saying? What vehicle do I then use? Because you need infrastructure to win elections.
You do.
You understand what I'm saying? But infrastructure comes through structures that are already pre-funded.
Yeah.
So where are you going to get 15, 20, 30 million rand to try and run to be mayor of Mangaung as somebody who's a singular? You understand what I'm saying?
So you have to jump on a vehicle that's already moving.
100%. So these are the things. And then the vehicles got to say what their ideological standing is. So it's not so simple in South Africa that we think to ourselves, we can divorce ourselves from the ideology of politicians. It's important for us. That's why even in the GNU, how they met up, they were like, yo, we definitely got to take international relations because that's our posture to the world. That thing's got to definitely be there. So you've got to understand that there's a lot more at stake than it just being Joburg. But Joburg has to be fixed. And I don't think that the current guys are the ones that are going to do it.
It failed for
Thank you
years.
so much for your time, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
come
I just
to
have
you.
a question. I just have a question.
Yeah.
Can I go for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Regarding Operation Tutula. Now, on my TikTok, I'm just flooded with a lot of the scenes of them like removing illegal immigrants from the clinics. It's quite like hectic.
Yeah.
And my thing is, so what happens? Because I'm seeing this thing with Tembisa Hospital, right? Like these monies. Now there's a focus on the bottom, like it's pushing this narrative of the problem is obviously the illegal immigrants, but there's also an issue up there with the people at the top stealing money. So what? And also, why is there? Because I'm seeing another group like starting to form. I think it's EFF or MK. Also, like they are working against these things. Like obviously they're against what Operation Tutula is doing. So what is going on? Why aren't we not seeing proper law enforcement coming in saying no? If it's not allowed, it should not be allowed. But it's like there's a silence. It's like people are just left to do what they want and there's nothing happening on top.
You know, Ghosty, I love that question because it goes fundamentally to the core of what South Africa has to fix. And what South Africa has to fix is the wording in our constitution.
Okay.
The wording in our constitution says all.
We live in it.
All.
Belong in it.
Other countries don't have constitutions that are vague. Our constitution is vague. And we don't have a problem in this country of legal immigrants. We have a problem of illegal immigrants. We don't have a problem in this country of legal immigrants. We have a problem of illegal immigrants.
Okay.
We don't hate foreigners.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
And that's why when this whole thing rises up, government is not fixing and not listening to the needs of the people on the ground. Then it offers the opportunity for people to twist the narrative whatever way they want to. You have an issue in this country where if these two things can be true at the same time, legally, constitutionally, currently, what is happening can be considered to be wrong. But then ask yourself, which other country on the continent offers free healthcare for everybody? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
We've got to then have our caucus as a country to say, no, say Tandi constitution or Asitandi, but we've got to have another. Let's have another sort of caucus around this thing, and let's have
How
proper
long will it take to
conversations.
fix that all?
I think it would take quite a bit, and it would take all of the people in parliament because you can change the constitution with, I think, a 2/3 majority.
Yeah.
But remember, I don't think it's in everyone's best interest because, again, there's another web that forms here. Who benefits from the people who come illegally over the country and offer services at cheaper rates because they're doing arbitrage? Money from South Africa must go somewhere else because it's looking after home because my country is not doing too well. Then there's the other conversation around what constitutes asylum in this country. The asylum process in this country is being absolutely hammered and abused. So these are core things. So when you look at the Dudula issue and versus EFF issue on the ground, there are legalese that make sense to those who want to take the legal high ground and say what they are doing is wrong. But then there are people on the ground who are saying, but Jongez is betwa ngomoya clinic. And then then you've got to compare these things and say, there's some of these clinics where some of these actions have taken place where people are saying, no, they're quiet now. People can go in and do their things. Then it says, is it wrong? Legally, probably it is. Because our highest constitution, our highest legal document says all.
Everybody deserves health care.
So why not change it to say all South African citizens? Then it would...
all who are legal. Because
No,
if I'm on a
That's
visa, if I'm on a visa, I'm working as a student,
but you're not,
I'm sick, I need to go to the clinic.
Yes, but you're not a South African citizen. That's fine. Then it begs the question to ask, why don't we have a private insurance, national, for the people who come into the country so that they pay? But then people will say, no, but you can make them pay at the hospitals. That's not the point. They're here illegally already. That's the first when you jump over, it's like when somebody jumps over your house, Solom's, and they jump into your
What I
fence.
must say.
The first thing is that they have...
Please jump over my house. I dare you. I live for such moments. I've been waiting.
The first thing is that they are trespassing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
bro.
first thing.
Fuck my
They're
house.
trespassing.
Now you must feed them.
When they break into your house...
Like, where's the camera? Oh, before pendulum. Let me get you something. Let me fix your plate. Let me fix your plate.
And then the second part is that they break into your house. That's a house breaking.
Yeah.
So legally, we have to understand that this thing, and this is what I was saying like earlier on, I was saying our issue as South Africans is that we civically don't understand what it takes to get things done. What it takes to get things done with this illegal immigrancy thing is that people who have to do what they have to do have to start to be accountable. The people of the border, if you want to change the situation of people coming in and out of the border, you have to put a wall. Secondly, you have to say, here are the numbers. If it's a national crisis and we agree that it's at crisis level, just like when the electricity wasn't there, it should say 10,000 people have come across the border. But they won't do that because it'll show that they're not doing their work. You understand what I'm saying? So we can't negate the feelings of the people on the ground. Because if they knew that every single person who is a foreigner who's walking past them is legally here and paying for their own life, health insurance and own things, then the person has got no recourse other than to hate why kick on Poboza. You understand? That's the only hate you could probably throw at the person. But we've got to address both sides of the coin. We've got a legal precedence that says, or a legal framework that says we can't because it says all people. That's my conversation here. I hear the noise. I'm saying we've got to fix that thing. That thing in the Constitution that says all people who live in it. No, homie, no other country on the continent does this. And why
no
are
other
we the
country
only
can
ones
survive.
that are expected to look after abanye bantu to a degree that goes past being neighborly when our people are sick? So to the same people who are asking this question, I say, we don't have a problem with people who are here legally. This is core. People are bringing skills here. We don't have a problem with that. The likelihood is that those people have medical insurance and they go to private clinics. The issue here is the illegal people who go to our clinics. And you could say, no, but it's a small percentage. You are allowing illegality, but you want it to stop in certain instances. You need to figure it out in your mind. What do you want? Do you want us to leave some things because legally you feel like we should be taking care of abantu? Or do you want us to be Madlanga commission? It's to say it's criminality. So where do you lie in this thing? Do you want us to be like, it's Ubuntu? Who's showing that same Ubuntu? If you were telling me that I could go to another country inside and walk into a clinic and get treated to the same level that I will be in this country, then I'd say that's a reciprocity.
Yeah.
Round of applause for Mustafa. Mustafa for president.
I'm taking you all to the union building. Samba song is union building. Why you fuck about bag?
Do you have political ambitions?
I think
Be honest.
I think well, you get to a point where you want to change things and you realize that from the outside you might not be able to do the change that you want. But the problem is that you've got to go in there having enough runway, financial runway, that you can't be swayed easily.
So it's a yes, yeah. It's a yes. All right, now
But now we need to find a vehicle.
yeah, just needs to find a vehicle.
We know the vehicle has been pushing for now. Come on now, we know your vehicle.
My boy, no.
We know the vehicle.
No, the problem is that when you've seen a little bit of money and commercially and you're doing business and you're doing it well, you start to look at, do you know how much some mayors get paid, bro? It's like a bar 3, bar 4. Is that enough? I don't know. When you've got serious ambition, and then you've got to be in there. Yes, you can do a lot of change, but it changes the weather when maybe your net worth is 20, 30, 40, 50 M and you go there. Because then you are really going to do good.
But you need the money,
100%. And a lot of rural towns, they're suffering from the same thing. They suffer from the fact that the actual intellects and people who could run the things, they leave. Thus, Onolali will come in and be mayors.
What are you busy with, man? I know you said you're dropping a BE video. What else
today,
are you doing?
when I leave here, I'm going to go drop a BE video that it kind of puts into perspective the whole conversation around only 100 elites are getting BEE, are getting beneficiation from BEE.
Nice.
There's 873,000 other individuals based off the survey who are benefiting from this. So it kind of skews the narrative that only a few are. But obviously we're not saying BEE is correct and there's things that need to be fixed in order for it to stand. But we should also not be apologetic as people who knows that the past dispensation favored their people in order for them to become economically fine.
And you're traveling, where are you going now?
No, I'm gonna go to Durban this week, Cape Town. We're shooting some stuff with an SOE campaign where we're profiling what's happening in the country.
Nice, man. Shout out to Mustafa. Thank you so much for coming through, man. Before we go, gotta let you know, don't forget, we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Uncancelable. Have you read it, by the way? Do you have it?
Give me one.
Take that one. That one's for you. Yeah. So we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary on the 1st of November. And guess what's happening, Penduka?
Yeah.
Scoop Makatini is joining us. Yeah, we're gonna do a live interview, exclusive interview on the day.
Nice one.
For real.
Yeah, so he's gonna interview me about the book.
Oh,
nice one.
beautiful. Shout out. That's beautiful,
So
man.
make sure you get your tickets right
Wow,
now
how do you
before
get
they
it?
sell out. It's the 1st of November at Victoria Yards. Tickets at Quicket. What are you reading at the moment, bro? Literature-wise.
I got given a book by Sizwe, so I'm reading Sizwe's book. I can't remember the title of it.
Both for Walsh.
Yeah, I'm both Walsh. Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
I'm reading Sizwe's book. Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, so we're celebrating black literature, black arts.
Let's read,
It's gonna
man.
be dope,
Let's
man.
read, let's
Junior
read.
Kanye is gonna be there as well. He's got a book out.
Oh, shit.
So that's gonna be amazing.
dope.
Yeah.
We need to
Wait,
write
but
more.
it's
Yeah.
same guy you partnered with, right?
Yeah, Nick.
He writes writing.
Yes.
He loves writing. You wrote Teko's book as
Teko's
well.
book,
So I know he
yeah.
likes writing about football.
100%.
Oh, beautiful.
And lastly, Sean Ray from PNC has a comedy show coming up. It's called Come I Tell You. It's taking place in Joburg on the 3rd of October at Melrose Arch. Tickets are available at quicket.co.za, so don't miss out. That's all I gotta say. Other than that, we out here, man. Podcast and chill.
Peace out, yo.
Bye.
Peace out. Peace out, Medusa.
Beautiful. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you support by subscribing, liking, sharing, and don't forget to... All right, so coming up on the show today, we spoke about the man on everybody's lips, Zimasa.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Too short, Arabia.
We got into the royalty dispute of Hamba Juba.
Hey, that story is growing wings.
Yeah. Also, Zozo, you spoke about Faith Nketsi dating Kanyimbao's ex. We got into that. We also spoke about Tiwa Savage and Tyler, what happened on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
Liquid Deep is back together.
They cool.
We
They
delved
coming
into
back,
that and a whole lot more. But before we start the show, I gotta let you know that in November, Penduka, we're celebrating 1 year of the best-selling book of all time.
Oh, my nigga.
Uncancelable. Yes. So we're gonna have an event.
Beautiful.
So the kind of event that we want to do, bro, it's like, remember in Bram when there were those artsy guys and they used to have like arty things happening at the event where there'd be like underground bands performing, and then you have artists painting, and it's just like celebrating art and
It reminds me of like
culture.
Arts on Main back in Maboneng back then. Yeah.
That vibe.
Arts on Main vibes. Yes. Oh, bro. Beautiful.
That's what we're going for. So make sure you join us on the 1st of November. There's going to be live bands. There's going to be interviews with other authors.
Ooh, beautiful.
So we're celebrating literature.
Yes.
There's going to be book signings, pop-up bookstores for those who like to read. So that's happening on the 1st of November at the beautiful Victoria Yards in Johannesburg. Tickets are now live on quicket.com. Early bird tickets are at $100 until the 15th of October. Check out the link in the description below if you want to come join us. It's limited, so I think about 300 people can come.
Perfect venue, that Victoria Yard.
Oh, you
right?
like it?
Yeah, Temple Jeans is from there. They do their things there. And then you've got like these world-class South African sculptors that make beautiful art there.
yeah.
It's like a whole lot of like, you know, it's a whole yard of just creativity and creative
100%,
work.
yes.
Beautiful.
That's what we're looking for. So make sure you keep it locked to find out which guests will be joining us and
Shout
bands
out.
and stuff like that. And then also, dog, I think my ancestors don't want me to go to China, bro.
No.
I kid you not,
Don't
dog.
say that, dog.
So guess what happens, Zozo? So we're meant to go to China this week, right?
Mint.
My visa got accepted, right? Then I get a call on Friday from the China embassy. They're like, hey, unfortunately, we're gonna have to revoke your visa and cancel your visa because you ran out of pages. There's no more pages on your passport. So I need a new passport.
Oh, no. Oh, dog. Globetrotter.
Fuck, dog. Yes, I have to get a new passport. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be there at the China event.
damn.
But you're still going, right?
Yeah. Well, the event is still happening. Because last time, a lot of people were super disappointed that you went there. And so the people who are there, I mean, it's not like there's 2 million South Africans who are chillers in China. It's a finite number. So I don't know if, you know, it's still going to happen. But yeah, I should still be going there. Do the one with extra pages now when you apply for a new one.
Yeah, I'm getting a new one.
Yeah. Because when I applied
yeah.
for my new one, it's the one with the extra pages. You know, there's like one with extra pages.
Oh, and then you just pay like extra amount.
Yeah, a bit of extra amount, yeah, but it's got extra pages, so it'll last you longer.
Yeah.
Because it definitely won't last you 10 years. As it's valid for 10 years, but it won't last you 10 years.
Yeah, so I do apologize to all the chillers that
Shame,
were
bro.
looking forward to seeing me in China. Konnichiwa.
That's not just Japanese.
Oh, is that?
Agnachiwa Konde. Shit.
What video did you see that made you laugh?
No, man, people just reminded me of the Prapas video, but I saw it like last year. It's a very old video.
Yeah,
Maybe
what's that
earlier on this year, I don't know, but many months ago. It's just a funny video.
What's happening in the video?
So I think the guy's driving through the hood, you know, with a Brabus. So people are obviously celebrating seeing it, but then there's this random nigga, and you can hear him shouting from afar, trying to catch up, you know, and the passion at which he shouts in Brabus is just something funny.
Play the shows, let's see it.
And you hear him shouting, approaching. Proper!
Did you hear they discontinuing G-Wagons, eh?
Oh, whoa, the actual basic G-Wagon or the
Yeah.
G53 or
The
56, what is it
G-Wagons
now?
as a whole, I think they're not going to make them anymore.
What do you mean? I thought it's a very popular car and a very beautiful
So did
car.
I, bro. So did I, bro.
That's
Everybody
like a
loves
status
it, dog.
symbol. Yeah. When people are, you know, when they've arrived, they want to get a G-Class to show people.
Yeah.
No matter how uncomfortable it is, because you've been in one and you said,
it's not
Yeah.
that comfortable. I didn't like it.
yeah, well, some people do that. They buy stuff that maybe isn't even comfortable, but so that the world knows with you, I want to spend 4 million on this.
Fed checker, you want to say something?
Apparently, these are rumors that are being circulated on social media. Mercedes-Benz has stated that they are not discontinuing the Brabus.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Oh,
yeah,
People love that. They still buy it.
Please play them a video that I saw recently. It was Dineo doing a podcast. The way she said this is so funny.
Oh,
Listen to this.
Renox.
Yeah, it's an old podcast, but This I saw the other day.
A man must take his silence, guys. Men are too loud now. Men need to think. Men hold the vision.
Well, I also want to.
Men are too loud.
Serasa. That's why I wanna. Yeah. That's why. That's why they thought they were just continuing the G class. Because G's moving silent, dog. Drop this.
Killed me to know. You gotta love her, man.
Oh, flip.
Anyway, and now, very many, we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Niggas in South Africa.
Timblers here. Back by popular demand. Zozo is here, standing in for Ghost Lady. We got Dudu in the building. Tato's here. Shots is here. Fed Checkers here. mpho is here.
Drop this.
Poison. Where do we start, man? Yes, there's so much to talk about today. Everybody's been talking about Jima Shekho crashing out, dog.
Yo, Birimaro,
Like this kid, bro.
The kid, I'm worried about the kid, man.
You worried about him?
What's up with the kid, man?
Yeah.
Like, you think, when you've got such a big song, you're going to follow up and just keep on making the music, because I think that's what a lot of artists want and wish, that they get this one big song to launch the rest of their career, because now you've got people looking at you.
It was a massive
You've got
song,
the ears.
bro.
Oh, Birimarung was insane, dog. But maybe I know that he's mentioned things that are frustrating him, but I'm thinking this is not like a fact, it's an opinion. Maybe he's frustrated by the fact that deep down, that the other songs are not catching. Because I went to his Spotify and the boy's been releasing music. But sadly, it hasn't been the follow through that you hope after a big song like Birimarung. And also, that frustration may be mixed with the fact that, songs like Birimarung, right? Very, very bubblegum. They fall so fast.
Yeah.
Like, you play it now, like the original version, it doesn't hit at all, So some songs really do fall just like that. That's why it's important sometimes to make the timeless music, because you can still play some hits from last year even now, and it still shakes the place up.
For those who don't know, Jima Shekho is the guy who did Birimarung, but he's been saying a lot of stuff. So let me just go through some of it, right?
Yeah.
He says Scorpion Kings and Sony Music are profiting from the hit song Birimarung, but he hasn't seen a share. He claimed the duo made something like 64 million rands
That's
from
not possible.
events, performance revenue from Birimarung, while he's demanding 23 million as his portion. That's ridiculous. Ain't no way Birimarung made that much
That's
money,
impossible.
bro.
And what does it mean from events and performing? Who? Because I could have got a booking fee and he's been gigging.
I can believe that Pori and Kabza have made that much from gigs and stuff like that, but not
But
just
that's
from
throughout their career.
Yeah,
that's
not
throughout
just
their career. Not one song.
Not one song.
And how do you make how do you quantify the money generated, the revenue generated from gigging off of a song? How do you say Kabza made this much from Asibe Happy from gigs?
Yeah.
You can't from gigs. Especially when you're a guy like Kabza, because you're getting booked for your
days.
catalog. Not even so you can't quantify a particular amount and say this is from gigs and it's due to this song, unless you only have one song. But those numbers are not the real numbers, bro. Come
He
on,
traveled to Nigeria under the belief of a paid gig or work opportunity, but says the deal fell through. Once there, he claims that he was left without money, effectively stranded with no help to get back home. He appealed publicly via live video for help, donations, even giving banking details to afford a return flight. As part of the above disputes, he raised broader concerns about how emerging artists are treated, especially around contracts, royalty distribution, transparency. He suggested the industry infrastructure system is failing new talents who may produce big hits but not reap the financial rewards due to being exploited or unclear agreements. He made claims that Scott's Mapuma is not originally from South Africa and that a BMW M4 often associated with him is not his but owned by Jeepa Entertainment. He also allegedly said that Toss's luxury items, his designer wear, accessories are not generally his but belong to DJ Maporisa. He said Pori has sexual relations with Mahu, Cyan, and ex-Dappy's his girlfriend. He also alleged that Pori sleeps with Young Stana and many other boys. He claims they wanted to sacrifice him in Nigeria. He said that Uncool MC doesn't have a car, uses Pori's cars. Some of the backlash from his claims involved responses from more established artists. I think Young Stana did a live asking him to respect elders and learn more about how the industry works. He implied that people around him, management industry, have misled him for failed or failed to protect his interests. And then he got arrested, but that had nothing to do with what I just said above,
Yes.
right? Tebogo Mashego has not been arrested. Information received indicates that he displayed an abnormal behavior and allegedly acted violently, assaulting people without apparent cause. SAPS members were summoned to the scene and in the interest of public safety had to forcefully remove him from the community as he was visibly causing havoc.
Yeah, I saw the
So your
video.
thoughts on this? A lot to talk about, but yeah, what are your thoughts, man?
Yo, there's so much. One of the things I was thinking is, do you think his crash out is warranted, and what are the intentions behind it? Because it's been spoken about so many times about how artists have been mistreated or not acknowledged for their work and all of that. And it gets to a point where if you're going to pursue a career in a specific thing, you need to equip yourself with as much information as possible. So for him to come and say "Bamuropile" or what, like, I think I feel, at least anyway, Hore, he was supposed to do enough research for himself to know what he needs to do to protect himself and like what's necessary for him to make sure that he's not robbed of anything. So I question the intention behind his crash out, one, and two, with all of the other things that he said about other people now, like it sounds like both two shots is training now because of a lot of the things that it
apparently
sounds
you heard
like.
it from Two Shots.
I
man.
understand.
Yeah,
so
Two
now,
Shots.
so now the poor Two Shots. You know what? Maybe we'll learn it. But Two Shots now was never a part of the conversation. But he's almost now the main part of the conversation because
Two Shots are
said.
Rialo.
And then Two Shots nabalelelena in confidence. Now all of a sudden everything is out in the world. So also for his personal brand, what does he think is going to happen after this? Do you understand?
That's my concern, man. I feel like he's going to have a tough time. I don't want to call it and say it's chai for his career because anything happens, it's in God's hands. But like, yo, bro, after that, because it's not only Young Stunner went live, it's Tyler ICU went live.
What did Tyler say?
Same thing. Like, yo, bro, there's one way of raising your grievances. It's okay you've got grievances, but yo, bro, just have a bit of respect. And now you're throwing other people's names into the thing, and now people are coming out having to defend themselves, and you're swearing at someone that, quite frankly, changed his life, Tyler ICU, you know? Young Stunner also came from that point that, yo, this man changed my life, and you're swearing at him. And Young Stunner made one thing that's very important, and he told the truth. He said, you were with us, dog. You were with us in Pori Studio, Kabza Studio. You were part of the family. And Young Stunner was like, when he got there, remember, he was still signed to Jaivane. And he got there, did your Adiweles, and continued to sleep in that studio, right? He didn't just get one song and figured, and I think this is the temptation. You get one song, and now you want to flex on everybody in the hood that, see, motherfuckers, I told you. This would work out. I made it now. And as you do that, you forget, especially these bubblegum songs. 7 months down the line, if you don't have another backup, you can't perform that thing, and no one's going to want to book you from that thing because there's a new song now. You know, there's Malacosta now. There's all sorts of songs now that sound pretty much, that are in the same pocket as that. And Young Stunner said he just continued working and working and working with these guys. And he said, bro, you literally were inside. You had access to this studio, these producers, Pori, everyone, and you could have continued and went on. And Young Stunner was like, he saw money from Adiwele, I think, or Notamato, that album, after 2 years. You know,
So there's something that I was thinking about when I was seeing this whole thing unravel, and I might be deviating slightly, but please correct me, please. I stand to be corrected and educated, ne. But there was a tweet I saw, I don't remember from who, but one of these Twitter people that are always, and he says something along the lines of, you can't go against Pori on a public platform because what do you think is going to happen to you? I find that statement a little bit problematic, even though it may be possibly true. I don't know. I mean, Pori seems to be, or is, like one of the bigger guys in the industry when it comes to Mapiano and everything.
He is, yeah.
But there's a part of it that feels very, like, it's almost like they idolize him to a certain degree, which for me feels a little bit concerning because, like, from a business perspective, it's amazing. He's influential. He does all of these things. But now it's almost like you can't say anything because even if it's true, now you can't say
You can't
anything
speak
against
up,
Pori
even if you
because
do it
your
respectfully.
career is ruined. Do you understand? And that I don't know. I feel a little uncomfortable with that kind of limitation because I feel like now even if something is true, nobody's gonna believe it because it's Pori, you know. So there's a level of idolization that makes me a little bit uneasy with the whole thing. Hore. Yeah, he's big and he's influential and he's everything, but like now we can't say anything because of Ramotaba. Which is a reality, I guess, in the South African landscape and probably even on a like global stage. But yeah,
I don't know whether is it because of, and maybe we don't have proof of this, is it because he intentionally blocks people, or, which is more plausible, is it because of after you go on a rant like he did, nobody wants to work with you because they don't want to fall out of favor with Pori? Not that he's going around saying, blackball this guy, blackball him to all radio stations. I doubt that's the case. But I think it's because everybody else wants to be, you know, that proximity
the
and
association
attachment.
to Pori.
Yeah.
Then
So,
Pori's sitting nicely then because he literally clearly controls everything.
but without him saying, control. Okay, well, he did go on live the other time and said, we are all his children. What the fuck? Let's play I'm a piano, you know?
Imagine.
Yeah, that was some
You
arrogance,
see,
you
so
know?
now it gets to the head where now he can say anything he wants to because he knows or I'm the man. I don't know. I don't know.
No
I
one
don't
man
like
should
it.
have all that power to him.
No.
But he worked. That's what I'm saying. I don't know whether he plays that card or it's just given to him because of what he has done and
Even
how
if
many
it's
people.
given to him, he's not denying it because he enjoys the privileges it comes with.
Yes, because he's never come out and denied. I heard that, but I heard somebody say you can't have a hit in South Africa without him. That is total bullshit. There's so many hits at the moment that don't have Pori. You know, yes, he releases hits and he's got a gang of producers, fine, but surely, guys, people can work and put in the hours. And South Africans love music. Good music is good music, man.
What happened on Piano Pulse? I didn't watch this week's episode, but apparently they called Two Shot, ne? What did he say about this?
Ntutuko Phillips. You know that's his name. Ntutuko Phillips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know Two Shots is from Foslo, right? Or he's lived in Foslo before. You know, he used to commentate MacG.
Okay.
Like, you know, those Gussie tournaments?
Yeah.
Now, one gonna make, what should I spike to? Yeah, he used to do that. Hence, I think maybe that's why he can even rap so fast.
Oh, so he's commentating when he's rapping.
No, man, he's good. He's got a flexible tongue.
Okay.
Yeah. You know Too Short, right?
Yeah.
Bastrata.
I've met him.
Yeah, cool
At a
dude.
couple of gigs. Yeah.
Cool boy, man.
Yeah.
Cool kid.
Yes, what did you say?
He said it's not that they went there with him and then left him stranded, the way he was explaining it. It was a thing of, let's say they sent him to go buy bread or something and he didn't want to go or something like that. No, man.
Why were they sending him to buy bread, though? Shame, man.
No, it's just... Yeah, so... And he didn't want to, right?
Yeah.
And he was also just saying obviously, why, like you asked, why would you send me to buy bread, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they went, they left him at the hotel. Then he says when they came back, he wasn't there already. But also throughout the day, he had been saying these things that he's saying on live, accusing them of, you know, they trying to do something to him. They trying to sacrifice him. They trying to ruin his career.
I don't know about all that, man.
You know, so yeah, that's how it started. But he didn't go into too much detail because he's going to come on the show when he's back from
dope.
Nigeria.
Oh,
it's coming next week.
Dope.
Oh, easy. Yeah, I just think, man, there's an underlying, I don't know, frustration or problems that he might have. Because even in the end, you saw because he was acting funny and behaving weirdly. So I think there's something that's bothering him and he needs to get help on that front. And then there's ways of addressing things. Like you were saying, if Maphorisa has done you wrong, speak out, man, you know? The problem is you take away from your grievances. When you're blaming them now of sodomy, you know, fucking men up the arse and then him fucking his boys, girls, and you know what I mean? Then what you've said now, nobody cares about the grievances. Now it's all about the theatrics. And you do yourself a disservice, you know, and you fuck up relationships and you don't get what you wanted initially.
And there's a part where I didn't watch the full crash out, but there's a clip I saw where he was crying. So I don't know, like clearly there is, like you're saying, some element of truth to the story in one way or another, I think, so, because I mean, as a man, I don't know if men still cry public or men cry publicly, but I don't know, would he be comfortable with, unless if he's manipulating us emotionally and he wants us to feel for him.
Emotions are emotions, man. People, you can never expect. Didn't Pori almost cry as well? Remember on her life?
Oh yeah. He held the tears.
He held it, but the tears were here. So emotions will creep up on you. And hey, funny times. And when it's live, you can't edit. Remember the time you cried on the podcast and we had to edit it out?
When? Me?
I know. We promised never to speak about it. But
Fuck out of here. Hey, so
I see fun.
Bro, I'm going live immediately. That's views, dog. If I'm crying, that's views,
I'm
dog.
kidding. It never happened. But to close this off, how do you feel about DJ Kari, bro? So the kid asked for help, right, to come back to South Africa. And I think Kari made it happen. And then he had cameras.
It's his brand. Isn't it his brand?
It's his brand.
It's his brand, dog. It's on brand. Kari must be there.
Kari, and tell the world that, I'm helping this motherfucker. I bought him tickets to come back. Oh, man. Oh, people having Kari for that, though. That is an opportunist. But people are like, he's genuinely helping, though, because you wouldn't have helped. Hey, let him bring the cameras, so.
Speaking about royalties, Hamba Juba.
Hey!
Singers speak up on unpaid royalties. Fingers are now pointed to Piano Pulse host Sfiso.
Hey.
The artist behind the hit song Hamba Juba claimed they have not received any royalties despite the song's massive success. Thread on Twitter accused Sfiso from Piano Pulse of owing them money.
Yo, I saw that, dog. Hey. La Hamba Juba azolenda endlini yethu. La mfika erufini yethu. Buwasena masimba machiwa manje jardi lethu uthi. Ha lethu waleni. And I saw that. And now what I saw underneath the comments, I think one of the pages, Yano Lyrics or so, put it on Instagram, one of the, gossip pages. Yeah. And in the comments, Cece commented.
She was on the song, yeah.
Yes, she was on the song. So she almost commented like she supports the guy. Yeah. Right? And then now people are shitting on Lady Ama. They were shitting on Lady Ama, and Lady Ama then had to make a statement on some, I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid. And on the other hand, the producer's saying people who've been asking about the royalties are getting blocked. So what I'm trying to say is it sounds like there's more than just one person who's saying that they didn't get paid. Who's on the song?
It's Lady Alma, CC, the Marumba pitch guy.
Oh, Maywan.
Maywan.
You think he got the money? Or you didn't even know? It's an eye-opening debate to him. It's an eye-opening debate conversation with how this money is. It's an eye-opener, this one. He's like, what? Shit, I didn't know. How?
And the producer, I forgot the producer name. You can
JLSA, unless there's another one.
Yeah. But when I saw this, I can believe this from my personal experience with Sfiso. With Nkantini.
Oh yes, Nkantini, he was involved.
So I'll give you context. Zozo. So this is what happened with, I was releasing an EP, songs I put my name on.
EP mal. EP mal. Lama EP stands for that at the end of the day.
So I'm almost done with we had 5 songs and there was one more missing. Sfiso's like, all these songs are pop. Come to my studio, I'll give you a hit. I'm like, clean, no problem. Went to studio, played me a couple of beats, and then I heard the Nkantini beat. Nice. And I was like, fuck, this is the song I want. This is the one, right? And what's his name? Central wasn't even on it.
MJ Keys is the producer.
Bailey is the
singer.
Yeah.
Bailey, I remember.
So then I'm like, I want this one, right? Cool. So I get the songs I put my name on, we put it on my EP, boom, 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 boom. Song becomes massive. And then one day we had a gig in Polokwane. I can't remember who I was with.
Mpumalanga.
Polokwane.
Also Polokwane, okay.
Yeah, I think we had a gig there. I was with Tuso, some other people there. So now, Sfiso's drunk, bro. He comes to
Was he there with you or he was there with another artist?
He was there with the
road
Nkosazana
managers?
daughter and someone else.
Okay,
Can't believe.
you found yourself at the same venue.
Yeah. So he comes up to me. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm like, hey, it's Sfiso. Long time I haven't seen him.
You're happy
but
to see
he's-
him.
Yeah. He's fucking drunk. He comes at me. He's like, yo, you owe me money. Yeah, the song. Because I put up the video on my channel, my YouTube channel.
Yes. So
So
what is that? What are the implications of that?
So you were saying that because the song had reached like 1 million views or something, there's money owed to him, right? So I was like, hey, dude, this is all new to me. Like, no problem. Let's chop it up Monday. I'll speak to Electro Mode, send you the statement, see how much money I owe you, and then we chop it up.
That's
you know
it,
what I mean?
yeah.
And then whatever. And then, it became a big thing. I'm like, all right, dude, now I don't have energy for this. You know?
Okay, what did he say? Why? How did it become a big
No,
thing?
he just continued to like make it a big thing. Like, hey, you owe me money. Who
So
the
people
fuck
are
do you think
watching
you
are
are?
watching this now.
This is in public, dog.
Oh wow, it's a spectacle now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, dude, I don't have time for this. So I called him the very next day, right? Called Electro Mode, asked him how much the money and how much the song had made, whatever.
Distributor,
Yeah. And then in an email, I sent to everyone. I sent it to Sir Trill, MJ Keys, Bailey, Sfiso. I'm like, guys, this is the money Nkantini has made. I'm sending it all to Sfiso. I want no part of the song anymore. Then I went on to remove it from YouTube, from my channel. So the
And what
video's
about
not there.
Spotify?
And Spotify, I told Electro Mode to remove it from all the DSPs. So it's not there. Because I was like,
Unless it's re-uploaded under somebody else.
unless somebody
Yes.
else
'Cause
re-uploaded.
to stop your story there, man, you're gonna continue because for people to understand. So with a distributor, when you approach them and you say, "I've got a product, please distribute the product." They will then distribute this product onto all the shops, Spotify, YouTube, etc. Right? And even if there are videos on YouTube, somebody else has uploaded your song, they will obviously send out the digital copyright bugs to go search websites. And you will notice if you put up a song or a mix, you're not going to make money from it if you're playing other people's songs. Because the distributor has flagged that as their copyright or your copyright, and they represent you as the artist. So all the money is collected online. Go to the person who uploaded or who's got an account with the distributor, who handed over the product to the distributor. Unless the distributor gives letters of instructions to the artist gives a letter of instruction to the distributor to say, these are the splits of the song, pay me my portion, pay everybody else their portion. But generally that doesn't happen. It's up to you to make these payments to these guys.
Yeah.
So now what you did, you took the entire money, paid it to Sfiso to distribute these payments clearly, because it's not only you or only him who was entitled to the monies, right? So that's what you did. So if the song is there on Spotify, it has now maybe been re-uploaded under maybe his label
that's
or
not me.
MJ Keys.
That's
the
not
money's
me.
no longer going to
No,
you.
because I didn't want any headaches. Because I could see, I'm like, this song is becoming a headache. I don't need that shit in my life. So that's why I removed it from my page, because it was sitting on 1 million views. But if I'd kept it on, when it gets to 2 million views, now it's another chat of, hey, you owe me money and whatever. So I sent the email. I think I still have the email. I'll read it to
And
you if I
people,
still have
guys,
it.
1 million views or 1 million streams is not 1 million rands.
Exactly.
Maybe
And that's what I started feeling
maybe
like.
it's like 50,000 or
Bro,
60,000 rands.
you know what I mean?
Not a lot of money, man. Honestly, guys, it's not. When you see songs with
Not a lot of money to who, so?
no, man, it is. But you know what I mean.
question.
It's not a money that will change your life. No. No, it's a lot of money, but it's not the millions people think it is.
JL was saying he's doing all of these things with his money that he made from the song. And it's, they maybe...
What things? What things?
You know this song that...
What things is he doing?
I don't know, he had a rant as well about how Sfiso is doing so many other things with the money that he made from...
What? Buying things?
Please.
Oh, people are saying house, cars. Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But Sfiso's
so.
got a record label. Maybe he's got other songs that are big from the
I'm
label.
just saying, don't say 50,000 is not a lot of money.
No, come on. Don't dwell on that. You know what I mean. 50,000, guys, it's a lot of money then,
Okay.
you know? It's a lot of money. It's 5% of R1,000,000. It's a lot of money. But no, it
Yeah,
is.
you were
Look. Kids must get. I'm not saying don't pay people because maybe there's 50,000 rands that's been made. Even if there's 20,000 rands that's been made, pay people fairly because sometimes people don't even have the basics.
It's enough for somebody to go on social media and crash out.
No, definitely, and it's enough money to buy new furniture in your mom's house, to buy a bed, a good bed. You know, the investment of a really good bed. It's enough money, to pay school fees for a year for some people. So it's money. I'm not saying people must not get paid. I'm just saying when you see songs making all these generating these streams, don't expect the money to be the millions. But 50K is still this is South Africa. It's good money. Yeah.
Got you.
What did he say on Piano Pulse? Has he responded, Sfiso?
They shoot it today.
Okay.
What I want to see happening, you guys did this with everybody else. Jaivani and the artists, you did it. So please, can everybody have a right of reply, a right to tell their story? Because you guys, when there was a grievance similar to this, you brought in Jaivani and then you brought in the artist, right? They were signed under Jaivani who were willing to come and speak up. So even in this case, can you please have Sfiso, who's the record label exec in this, who's a Jaivani in this situation, and then please also do give a right of reply to the kid as well. It would be great to have that conversation, because with Jaivani, we didn't have that conversation where it's Jaivani, it's these guys. But because Sfiso is a host, hey, can we have that conversation as well? I think it's only right.
You also have a big song. How did you handle your situation? Because there were other people you worked with on the song.
Openness and fairness. Openness and fairness. So firstly, for example, for me, with Caterpillar, I let him upload it on his YouTube because I wanted him to grow his YouTube. It's like his first big song as well. You know what I mean? And also, to be frank, the kids started the song themselves. So to avoid this, because I knew what happened to you, and I've heard all the other stories as well. To avoid all of it, I was like, it's cool, bro. Let's use your distributor, and then everything goes to him. Then he distributes everything else to everybody else to avoid that. So you'll never hear of the kabang, hey, sold this, sold that, took so-and-so's money. I never wanted any part of handling that, especially because you're dealing with kids. Because firstly, for me, it's not even about that they are kids. It's the fact that it was the honest thing to do. You know what I mean? Because they have more creative input in the song than I do. And secondly, I want them to learn that this is how it actually works. So that next, this is how it works. You receive the money, you look at the split sheets of what we all agreed on, and you distribute the money. And for them to get the back end of things, because I've got my own account with my distributor, and I know the back end of things, and they don't. So I give them the control. So you'll never hear of just monies that were charged, not by me.
Why do you think it's so hard for people in the industry to pay people what they are owed? Like, what's so difficult about that?
I don't know, bro. Okay, but also there's things that kids sign, Okay. There's things that kids sign, and that's why it's so important to have your own studio, make these songs in your own studio, and have proof that you made these songs in your own studio. Even if maybe they're not recorded in your own studio, but the beat, if it's made in your own studio, then you've got proof of that. So I think part of the reason is because a lot of people, or some people, have resources and some don't. And those with resources have the studio. And then they'll use the music law. And music law dictates, like with any other business, that he who brings forth the means of production owns the product. And that's in all businesses, If I own the factory, unless you say, can I pay you to use your factory? And then anything you're producing while you've paid me, you own it. But if I'm the one still, paying for the lights and everything in the factory, the water, the raw resources that are needed to produce this thing, then I own the thing. So a lot of guys then go back to business law and music law to nail these kids who don't have these things. So I think it comes from I'm Futi, and I'm the owner of the master. Therefore, everybody else gets nothing.
But I also think we must put blame on the Grootmans. Because the Grootmans, I think music in general is a very exploitative industry, right? Yeah. But, there's that whole thing of when you're starting in the industry and you're young and, you're trying to find your way, you have to pay school fees. School fees means getting ripped off.
Go buy bread sometimes in Nigeria. Even after you got a hit song, nigga, you're gonna pay school fees in Nigeria. They'll say, here's a wheelbarrow, here's 300 million nairas. He didn't have a problem with going to buy bread. He had a problem with pushing the currency. Because you gotta have a whole truck. You gotta have a whole truck of currency to buy bread. And bread is like 400 billion nairas, dog. And you see the kid is like, man, I can't even carry my fucking cup maroon. I can't even lift my cup maroon, you know? So yeah. It's a school fees culture also.
And then Zozo, on top of that, so the Grootmans know where the money is made, right? Now, if these kids are not looking at those avenues,
the music business,
yes, then I think the Grootmans take advantage of that, and that's when the "you owe me money" chat starts coming. Because if you're up and coming and you're not looking at, for example, publishing, there's money there. And I'm a Grootman and I know there's money there.
You don't even know.
You understand
don't even
what I'm
know
saying?
what publishing is.
Exactly.
You've heard of it.
Yeah.
Sort of an idea, but you have no idea.
So I think these guys take advantage, bro.
Yeah, and it goes back to what Zozo was saying about the kids equipping themselves. And I don't want to make excuses for them. I know it's very difficult. You're a creative. You got music running in your blood, in your head, every day, 24/7. All you want to do is make music. And that's the only thing sometimes that you can remain locked in for 5 hours, just sitting on the chair, working on that. You know, you live, breathe music. It's very difficult to open a book, you know? So Candy, I've got a music business course online for like 5,000 rands, and you just do it online. There's classes every Thursday, and then there's a test, and you walk out of there knowing the music business. You know, it's difficult for kids to do that, and I'm not defending them, you know, but it's just how some kids are just wired, you know? And the information is out there on your phone, bro.
To Mugabe's point, do you guys not think that normalizing the whole school fees thing is also part of the problem?
It is.
Why are you making
It's
people
a culture.
feel like it's okay to work for nothing in the beginning until you've earned your name
Or
or
you're a
earned
boss.
your spot? You are clearly on that stage because you deserve to be there. So why aren't you being acknowledged for that from the very beginning? Why are we normalizing school fees?
Let's not normalize it. It's a culture that's there, but we shouldn't normalize it.
And then-
But we paid school fees. These other kids must pay school fees as well.
In terms of we're move with the well, no, we're not moving. And then the other thing is also on the point of the Grootmans, which is another concept I don't genuinely understand, is that the Grootmans now know that we're in a digital era.
Yes.
People are going to come out and speak against you if they're not happy about how you're treating them.
Yeah,
100%.
easily.
If you're a Grootman like Pori, who knows that, especially he's experienced now, he knows that people are going to speak, or even Sfiso. He knows that I'm pretty sure he knows so many stories about things like this that have happened in the past. So as a Grootman, you know that stuff like this are likely to happen. So why are you then not putting things in place to make sure that this doesn't happen to you for your brand, even so that you can also grow and keep getting more artists and sign or whatever?
Good question.
Do you understand?
Good
so
question.
so then le Grootman probably get problem because lena ona hana immediate 1 million 1 million views at 50,000. Ona hana yona no hana long term. And no, you can't control these young kids, bruh.
No, you can't.
You
Yeah.
can't.
It's social
And
And
media.
then you want to work with
Social
them.
media, yeah.
So you want to rip them off and then you want to, but you still want to work. So where do you think
I can't wait for a Gen Z president, man. It's going to be wild, eh?
Hey, bro, it's gonna be insane,
Show
man.
us, please.
But you see, and that's what and also gotta look. You see, to me, like when I hear the stories of Pori, it's so confusing because I also look at all the other kids that came through him who are now multi-millionaires. You know, your Kabzas, your
Bro, let me-
Tyler ICUs, your Dali
Let me-
Wongas. All
let me
these kids
simplify
are
it
now
for you,
like
bro.
good.
Bro, let me simplify it for you. All right, cool.
That's good for them.
So if you're a kid and you're about to get in the music industry right now, it's very simple. When you have a song, your song will, let's just say you're at a house. Okay, and the song is now at this house. What's going to happen is that your song will go into different rooms, right? So there'll be a radio room, right?
Yes.
Where your song is making money from radio. That's one room.
Okay.
There's a publishing room where your song is making money from publishing. That's another room.
Yes.
There's a room where it's making money from streaming. There's a room where it's making money from sync deals. So there's all these rooms in this house where your song is making money. If you don't make it your duty to walk into those rooms and collect the money. Someone in that room is collecting that money for you. Does my analogy make sense?
100%. And normally the publisher goes into these rooms. Normally.
Yes.
Yeah, and checks that your things are. But they will take the 20%, don't get it wrong.
Yes.
But they will at least will enter the rooms.
Yes.
If not, what you're trying to say is there's nobody in that room who's going to be like, oh, so-and-so didn't come to collect so-and-so's money. I'm leaving the room and I'm going to leave it in this room.
Yes.
Someone will claim it.
Claim it.
I agree with you.
And mind you, sorry to disturb. And you know that's what some of the board members at SAMRO are accused of doing.
Yes, because you're not in the SAMRO room.
Money, money's sitting at SAMRO and they're like, oh, such and such an artist hasn't been claiming monies, you know? Then they go and say, okay, they create a user, create a name. In fact, what's his name? That guy, he's not liked much. The Kiffness.
Yeah.
Please go under the Kiffness's Twitter account and then search SAMRO. There's a thread where he walked into SAMRO and demanded that he's not leaving until he got his money or some evidence of where his money's going. Turns out some director, they created a fake profile of a person with a similar or the same name as or somebody as who's a creator, you know, and claimed some works, and some of them belong to the Kiffness. So that's what happens when you don't have an interest or somebody who's looking out for you in these rooms that we call them now. Yeah, true. No one is going to leave that money. No, go into his Twitter first. Do you know how to search? Do you know how to search someone's profile of their past tweets? That's how they nailed Gayton when they went to his profile and searched Kaffa, and they found him calling black people Kaffers. That's how they nailed him. You go to the Twitter account and then there's a search thing. I bet you I'll do it now. I'll do it. Hold on.
While they search, I agree with what both of you are saying. It's just, and I know I said in the beginning, equip yourself, but sometimes you really don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So while I agree with what you're saying, the responsibility just feels a little bit unfair, especially when you're young and you just want to make music. And also to have the people that are able to tell you what you need to look for, that's money. Who's going to pay for that team? Who's going to educate you on, like, you need to be able to be in room 1, 5, and 7.
But I just told you, Soul Candy, for example, has a course, 5,000 online for music business. And you can learn the stuff for free if you just search.
Yeah, and there's AI now, man. There's ChatGPT, man.
There's AI.
All of this, you can find it on ChatGPT,
guys.
bro.
Let's be honest. The information is that you can learn.
It's not like 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, for example, you walk into, you make maybe Pirimarong, you get your first gig, you spend that 5,000 Rand, or you'll do things, let's be honest, we all know, you'll do things that you need to at first, right? Buy whatever you need to buy, get some clothes, buy yourself a pair of sneakers, maybe you'll go in Shein and spend 5,000 Rands, which is a ton of clothes. And then with the other one, you can just learn, man. You don't even need to spend money.
I met a lady who works at SAMRO at the Lauryn Hill concert, right?
Oh, dope.
And she was telling me that they have initiatives where they have a day where they invite all creators, all musicians to come and learn about SAMRO.
Okay.
No one comes.
Okay, yeah, it's not
No one
enough.
comes.
Yeah.
You understand?
These workshops are empty. And that's where the money is. The money talk is there.
Yeah.
Boring, empty, those workshops.
Okay.
And then you're going to come and say, Vangropile.
Yeah.
How, fam?
Okay.
But you're not even registered. Like, yo, you got one of the biggest songs, bro. You're not even registered for SAMRO. You don't even have a profile. Yo.
This is why I left the music business, bro.
And mind you,
One hit, I'm out.
Yeah. And mind you, if you register on SAMRO, you can still register after releasing a song.
Okay.
You will get maybe those monies at SAMRO generally after like 2 years.
Let's wrap it
Generally,
up.
roughly.
Jeez, we've been talking 40 minutes about this, but I guess it's...
So I found the tweet and they found it as well after me.
Yes.
So he was responding to a tweet by Business Explainer. It says, COO suspended. A storm is brewing at the South African Music Rights Organization, SAMRO, as its chief operating officer, Mpho Mufukwe, is suspended after allegedly exposing over 90 million rands in suspicious spending and fraud. She's said to have uncovered 30 million spent on board perks, that's board member perks, alongside 60 million rands in questionable claims, triggering a forensic probe. But instead of receiving support, Mufukwe now faces accusation and pressure from within. So she's a whistleblower. COO who became a whistleblower, and now she's obviously getting, like Babita Diokaran who exposed the Tembisa fraud and got killed. Yeah, something similar is happening to her. Now the kiffness comes in. I'll never forget the day I walked into Samro, told them I'm not leaving until I'm paid for my song. Eventually spoke to someone who whipped open his laptop and saw some made-up dude called David Alexandra Scott, who was claiming the royalties for my song. Later that day, I found out there's a dude called David Alexandra who sits on where? The board of Samro. Dude obviously denied it, but the chances of that happening are super slim. But that's why they do that at Samro. They make fake profiles and claim the royalties of unclaimed songs. You see, the rooms where monies are left and nobody comes into these rooms to check whether the artist is getting paid. Under ghost profiles, and when they get caught, they say it's a technical error. What are the chances? David Alexandra was collecting this guy's royalty, and at that time there was a board member named David fucking Alexandra. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah up in here. It's fucked up, bro. Yeah, so that's what happens, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the music business. Welcome to South Africa. It's the wild, wild west.
Yeah, it's not just South Africa, everywhere, worldwide, man. Music business is mafia business, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's worldwide. Just talk world generally, man. It's cutthroat, in the fucking world.
All right. Before we get to you, Zozo, if you're a rugby fan, listen up. The Rugby Championship is delivering some massive clashes, and if you think you know who's going to come out on top, then Hollywood Bets has an offer for you. While the teams are battling it out on the field, you can stand a chance to win your share of 250,000 rands in prizes, cash, or betting vouchers. That's a R250,000 rand prize pool up for grabs this rugby season. Is that a lot of money, Sol?
Oh, dude, that's a lot. You gotta say it again, bro. That's a lot. You gotta say it again. Remind them how much it is again, bro.
Your share of 250,000 rand.
Jeez, yep.
All you have to do is go back your team with a bet of 50 rand or more on any rugby championship match. So that strong feeling that you have about this weekend's game, that's your ticket to an entry. A simple 50 rand bet on the team you think will win gets you in the running for that massive prize pool. To get in on the action, check out the link that's pinned to our comment section right at the top, and then click to get started. When you sign up, be sure to use our promo code to let them know that I sent you. It is Chillers. As always, Chillers. You absolutely must be 18 or over to participate, and please bet responsibly. This is your chance to make this rugby season even more rewarding. Good luck with your bets and enjoy the games. What you got for us there, Zozo?
So there's speculation swirling around Zimbabwean fugitive and businessman Kuzai Mushonga, the former fiancé of actress and media personality Kayumbao. And according to sources, Mushonga has allegedly moved on and is now romantically linked to reality TV star and influencer Faith Nketi. So I called a few friends and
But she came out and she said they're not dating.
Yeah. She denied it. She said that that's not what's happening. That's part of what I got when I
They always deny, hey? Why do they always deny?
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah.
So Ariana, she's not with him, and then she uses him to pay for half price Yadi flights because apparently he gets them for cheaper. Who she's actually dating, because she's been having luxurious trips to Dubai. I don't know if she's still there right now, but she has been having some luxurious trips. And who she's actually dating, Master KG, and he bought her an AP watch.
Damn.
Yeah. And then
which one is the AP now?
Hey, you don't know.
Yeah, but she denied
expensive,
dating
bro.
him, and I think she posted that girls just want to travel. So no, she's not with him, and she's like I said, she's enjoying a getaway called the Atlantis in Dubai, where Mushonga is also said to be based, and then the social media users have been quick to draw connections, with some questioning the timing of her frequent visits with the luxurious vacations. But like we said, she denied the whole thing and she's not with him. Yeah.
Hold on. How would you feel, bro, if your woman gets discounts on flights by another man and she's with you?
Oh, that's emasculating, bro.
Yeah. Especially, if the man is Master KG. It's not like Master KG, is struggling.
Hey, that Jerusalem money is long, eh?
Yeah, bro.
Damn. AP watch.
Yeah, bro. Whoa. Hey, which one is that one now?
Check how much an AP watch is there, bro. It's not cheap, bro.
About 6 million rand.
Hey,
Approximately.
6 million on the wrist.
And also, because we might as well have a full, well-rounded conversation, while we're speaking about that, Bonani also, so there's been rumors about Tuli Pongola and Maphorisa being back together. And that is, they're no longer together. He is actually dating Sibs Julie. And who Tuli is dating is Scott Cooper, who is tied with the gold mafia. And he's the one that bought
Oh,
Tuli
yeah. So I
a
saw that
Lambo
documentary. Did you watch that
Urus.
documentary?
Which one?
The gold mafia in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, linked to the cigarette smuggling as well.
Yeah. He was he one of the big boys there in that.
Oh, for
documentary.
real?
Scott, yeah, I think I remember him.
Damn, bro, yeah.
So these luxury
I don't see
trips
Pori
are-
dating Tuli Pongolo again, man. I don't know. After everything that they went through, the courts and everything else, I don't know, man. I wouldn't if I was
Sibs?
Pori.
Who's the Sibs girl?
Yeah, who's Sibs? I wouldn't if I was Pori. But hey, the love wants what it wants. The heart wants what it wants, right? The heart wants what it wants, man. I know what it's like to be in love.
Yeah,
So-
I think Factual can just tell us a bit more about who the Sibs Julie person is. But I think for me, more than anything right now, while she checks, is that I don't know, like the social responsibility of influencers when it comes to things like this.
Social what of who?
The social,
Two things that don't go together.
That's-
It's like
yeah,
a paradox.
social,
That one,
like,
you know.
when you I don't it is a choice to become like an influencer and to be like famous and all of that.
Is this Sibs?
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
She's pretty.
She's pretty.
She's beautiful.
She's low profile.
Wait,
though,
wait,
right?
let's see that.
Well,
Wait,
she's not when there's a picture of her in an article.
Cancel the thing. It says Sibs. Sibs. Who is
Charlie.
you?
Sibs
What?
Charlie.
US born.
U.S.
Who is
born model. Lee Kuzwayo's baby daddy. Who's that now?
Who's Ohio's baby? Hold on, Sibs Charlie. Who's born models Lee? Who?
From suing
Who is
Nandi
born model?
Madida to dating a well-known presenter and actress. Here are 5 facts about Lee Kuzwayo's baby
But that's
daddy.
not. But they're talking about Lee Kuzwayo now.
Ah.
Wait, there's Sibs Charlie, Lee Kuzwayo, or two different people? Those?
No, Lee Kuzwayo is the baby daddy.
No, man, that's a woman's name.
Oh, shit.
Help us, fact check.
I'm lost, man. There's a lot
That's
happening,
too many.
bro.
Hey, Meko Kuzwayo, Charlie. No. Yeah, that's so confusing. Okay, now why are we looking at this one now?
Yes, fact check.
From what I'm seeing here, Sibs Jali is a man, and then Lee Kuzwayo is the baby mama.
Oh, Sibs Charlie is the US born
Is the
baby
guy.
daddy.
Yes.
Oh.
But I can't find anything on Sibs Julie.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's a
you searched the wrong name.
Yeah.
Shots. Oh, hey, you're confusing us, bro.
Yeah. Nah,
you
shout
searched
out,
the
man.
wrong
Look,
name.
I'm not in. You really want to know? See this girl that Pori's dating?
Yeah. I've never heard of her. Like, what does she do? Is she an influencer or what?
She's an influencer.
She's a baddie.
I can't say she's a baddie, but I do know that she's well known on social media.
What's her name?
Oh,
Sibs Julie.
Lee. Oh.
Yeah, the one with the tattoos.
Mm,
on her
that's who
arms,
my person
yeah.
is currently dating.
I don't know if who she's with currently. She keeps her relationships on the DL, but I know that she had a baby not long. But yeah,
Who? The Sibs girl.
Lee Kuzwayo.
Oh,
But that's not. Well, why are we talking about Lee, guys? I thought we left Lee because we got onto her by mistake.
No,
Why are we continuing with her?
I'm answering Zozo's question.
Oh, you interested in Lee Kuzwayo?
No. I was asking who my person is dating.
Yeah.
This guy is not. The
And you guys can't
person.
find her, right?
No, we
Yeah,
can't.
see, well done to Pori, man. It's good to,
He learned his lesson the
it's
first
good to date a
time.
girl people can't find online. You know, don't date a girl and everybody's following her online. You know, like you find everybody there. Nah, man. I'm also there following. Nah, you know, like you don't want to find you date a girl like that. Just date a girl nobody can find online. You get peace. You find peace like that. You know.
Yeah, so Faith is living it up in Dubai with luxurious trips, and that what I was saying is. Look, I don't know if it's her who's finding this or if she's dating somebody who is, but I've always wondered, like, the social response, like I said, the social responsibility of influencers and famous people. Is it fair for us to expect them to behave a certain way because there are so many younger people and even older that look up to them and want the things that they have? And the way that they present them having these things or acquiring these things is not always as we've
It's
come
kosher.
to learn. Yeah, you know. So what level of social responsibility do they have, or honesty to their followers? Is it fair for us to expect them to be like that, or like can they just do whatever they want, and we're unfair for expecting them to behave a certain way?
Mac?
It's all lifestyle, man. It's all lifestyle, bro. Just pushing lifestyle.
Listen,
So it's fine what they're doing, even if like they're presenting it in a way that the way they say they're getting it is not the way that they're actually getting it.
But everybody knows, though.
Not everybody.
It's not like a hidden secret.
the problem is, but there's some kids who don't know, who think that sandwich shop, that online flowers shop, that you little boutique store, that boutique or this label that she has that only her friends wear and stuff is making all that money. Some kids actually believe that. But we all know, you know, that these Instagram girls and a lot of them, you know, the way they move, they're not being honest, you know, as far as their source of income. But you see, in an ideal world, I would say it's unfair. They need to be honest how they make their money. How they spend it, though, their social responsibility, they can do whatever. They want to post naked pictures because that's what they've been doing before they were even famous. Remember, it's them. People must just smarten up. I want to say they must be honest, but here's the thing, right? A lot of what we see in the real world is cleaning money operations. The McDonald's that pop up sometimes are just laundry operations for drug trade and all sorts of illicit monies. And I think that gold mafia thing is it's like an eye into what's happening in the real world. So even in the real world, there's so many people driving with Porsches, living all these lives, and it's stolen monies from Tembisa, for example. It's stolen monies from tenders gone wrong, drug money.
So
I don't know where the money's from, but our president was found with billions of rands, hundreds of millions of dollars on the couch. So there's so much that just is flagrant happening around us, and nobody's honest about, oh, this is how I make my money. Literally. So it's so difficult to police and say, oh, but the slave queens must tell us how they make their money, when all these operations are cleaning money in full broad daylight.
Your tone is that of somebody that's saying it is what it is, so whatever. Which I guess realistically speaking, that is the truth. But the concern there then becomes we keep perpetuating bad behavior. So it's gonna be one of those like, where does it stop? And
I know.
And then it's gonna get to a point.
Are you trying to change the world, man?
Zozo. What I'm trying to say is what they're doing. And you're right, it is what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is, if I say, nah, be honest about how you guys make your money, there's so many people who need to be honest.
True.
So many people who have unexplained monies, man. In South Africa.
Okay. The solution is beyond us. It's fine.
In South Africa, so many people who've got unexplained money you can't explain, and they don't want to explain it. So it's like we are taking a small one. There's little slave
As
queens.
a woman, when you look at these slave queens posting their bags and trips and whatever, do you get inspired, or what does that activate in you?
As myself, I don't get inspired because I'm the type of woman that I don't hate it. I've been brought up to be somebody to just work for what she has. So there's two ways of looking at it, where there's that version and then there's a version where I really do not mind waking up and just having a man send me money and say, go live your best life. Do you understand? Am I going to question where he got the money? Bruh, if there's R1 million looking at me right now, am I going to say, where did you get it from? No.
Where's the social responsibility in that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Because guys, I mean, waking up every day and going to work is not always that fun. Like, people are already complaining about year-end fatigue. People have been complaining about year-end fatigue since April. Do you understand? So, and unfortunately or fortunately, as women, we have the advantage of having access to money sometimes a little easier because there's men.
So is it not demoralizing when you see all this whatever song is on social media?
No,
like,
it doesn't
why
make
do they
me
get
feel
it so
bad.
easy, you know?
No, man, because if I wanted to go that route, I could.
There's a price to pay as well.
Yeah, you see, so now the moral question, do my morals allow me to go that far? Hey man, I think at some time we all reach a point in life where we are like morals to the side. We'll address morals when it's time. But right now, there's $1 million and there's a man who's giving it to me for free. I don't know what he did to get that $1 million, but it's there right now. And it also depends on the stage I am in my life. Also, that
And
also
the relation,
influences.
sometimes you could be getting money from a man who's actually your dude, like your man.
Yeah, and I
You
don't
it's
know
not
what
a-
he really does.
A situationship.
Yeah. So we're lying as women if we say, never. If someone comes to you now and says, you can ask all the women in this room. Someone comes to you and says, here's $1 million. J.
Everyone.
And
let's be
that's
honest.
something that don't even expect
would you suck
anything.
dick for $1 million?
No.
Hey, man.
No. Wait, guys. Everybody, wait, guys. Okay, fine. They're all saying I'm like, then who's dick then?
Oh, actually, there's a. Speaking of sucking dick, I'm trying to find. I don't know if I ever bookmarked this. There's a guy who's got a social media account. Oh no, I didn't bookmark it. You know what he does, right? He goes around. So I think he wears those spectacles with recording devices. So he goes around asking. It's generally men, right? Random strangers like, yo, bro. If your mom was held hostage, would you suck my dick to set her free? Yeah. And he always ends up with niggas angry chasing him. Like, what, motherfucker? What did you ask me, motherfucker? Oh, you're gonna come across it one day on social media. It's the funniest thing ever.
As men, how do you answer that? Your mom
I wouldn't
is
answer
held-
it from a stranger.
Your mom is held hostage.
If she was.
Yeah,
My mom.
Yeah, and all you have to do is suck dick to
I would look
release
for all
her.
the ways to free her. And
There is none. There is none. The
my
only
mom, man.
option you
It's
have is
my mom.
to suck dick. So yes.
It's my mom.
Yes.
My mom.
Yes. Say it with your mouth. Yes. Yes, I would suck
My
dick.
mom. I would. Nah, it's my mom, bro. I would. No, it's my mom, bro. No ways, bro. Nah, it's my mom, bro. I would.
What else you got for us, Zozo?
It's my mom. Come on.
So Tiwa is apologizing on behalf of Tyler. Tiwa Savage.
Oh, I thought you said T.Y. T.Y. Savage.
Tiwa Savage is apologizing on behalf of Tyler, and everybody is up in arms. Tyler referred to herself as colored.
Oh.
And Tiwa on the Breakfast Club
remember that.
was asked what her opinion on that is. And she, long story short, basically was like, no, she understands why the Americans would be upset. And where she comes from, when there is no like I guess she was implying some level of accountability, then you apologize on behalf of the younger ones. So in this case, she's the adult, the older one. And she was apologizing on behalf of Tyler, saying that no, that's not, she didn't mean it the way that it was presented.
Okay.
Again, I think she like a lot of people are saying she had absolutely no right to do that because
It's not her place.
It's not her place at all. But I also, when you look at the interview, you'll see that the question took her by complete surprise, and I don't think she was prepared for it. So there's also the possibility where she was maybe just speaking and without like properly thinking of what she's actually saying, and then she just ended up saying what she ended up saying. But I think she had no right or any place to be apologizing on behalf of Tyler, especially because it's something that Tyler has been very like confident and loud and proud about. So I don't understand why she thought it would be her responsibility to apologize on behalf of Tyler, because it almost also implies she's apologizing for like South Africans for even or at least colors,
For having colored as a racial grouping.
Yeah, you know, so ish, yeah.
That's
and
big.
then there's a clip that where I think Tanya explains it very well. And
That's why.
Tanya Mazwai explains it, and she just tries to make everybody understand.
Does Larry Vurry know about this? No, Larry Vurry.
Oh, Larry Vurry. Yeah.
The guy we had,
Our
the
Khoisan
Khoisan-
spokesperson. Hey, I hope he watches the news more than us. I hope you know.
So what are we playing? We're playing Tembisa?
Mazwai's clip,
Explaining?
the Tyler situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
This issue with Tyler saying that she's colored. I think that she probably didn't realize that it meant something different. She's only 19 years old, number one, or 18 or so. She's a kid.
Yeah.
And I think she didn't realize that it was different for you than it is for us. And for her, it was very important to claim that identity because in South Africa,
culture.
Yes, and in South Africa, this is it's important that she identifies as a colored person because there's a group of people that can get ignored, and colored people tend to fit into that space. So, I mean, it's different. It's a cultural identity more than it being a racial identity. I think it's just to understand that black is a political identity for us, and Tyler would be black politically, but she'd be culturally a colored person who grows up in a colored environment where the culture is completely different.
It sounds colored. She speaks, Why couldn't she say that then, Tiwa Savage?
She didn't know.
Tandy just said that without apologizing for Tyler, because Tyler will be like, I'm unapologetically colored.
She's speaking to Americans.
Because she says she's colored.
She's speaking to Americans. Americans just need to get over it, man. Like, because why are they getting offended about something that is, it's a South African thing? Why are you getting offended that somebody identifies as colored?
That's America. You see, they win that baseball league there. It's called the World Championship Series. They fucking wrestling, the world wrestling. And the guys only wrestled niggas from Utah, Colorado, fucking New Mexico. You know, and he's like the world wrestling champion of the world. That's fucking America. They think nothing exists outside of America.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time a conversation like this, the first, second, or third time a conversation like this happens. So it's a little annoying. The ignorance is a little irritating. Like, how are we still speaking about this today?
But you do know Americans are very ignorant.
Super. A lot of them don't even know their deputy president. No, for real. Like, the true story. A lot of them don't even know who the deputy president is.
Yeah.
Like, legit. That's America. Very ignorant country. Super ignorant country. Man, fuck
Bro,
America.
that's why I always find it fascinating, right? I'm digressing, né? But I always find fascinating, and please help me out, fair checker. Hopefully I can articulate what I'm thinking. I always find it fascinating how you're a rapper, right? Who's born in a country with so much culture, so much heritage, so much all of that, right? But you idolize someone else from another country who doesn't have any of that. Like, they're like a lost soul. Like, but that's your idol. Like, I just don't get that.
But that's because you as a person, you haven't put heritage and everything else in as a high priority for you. That's not what matters the most in life. So how can you then look to an American and search if they've got, a long record of heritage and soul and all these things when it's not a priority in your life?
No, I'm saying like here you are, right? You got so much substance as a human being, right?
You're not aware of it though.
And then you want to emulate, like, talk like them, the accent, even baggy,
You're not aware of it.
baggy, wearing clothes like them. Fair checker, please. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Dude,
Yes,
I think you expect kids to be conscious, but they're not conscious like that. They don't even realize that
also
these
the
guys are using their
influence.
slave masters' surnames. Carter. There's no black man who's a Carter in the world, bro. In the world, you know what I mean?
Conscious. They don't have conscious.
Yeah, they're not conscious like that, bro.
So you're basically saying Africans looking up and aspiring to the Americans. Okay?
That's what he's
That's
saying.
what you're saying.
Yet
Yeah.
we are the ones
With the-
who are
with the
rich.
power-
I
with the
don't know
rich
if I can
culture.
make it as broad as Africans. I was just like with hip hop. It fascinates me how I hate to use this name. Like, it's the only rap I can
Okay.
think of right now.
Okay.
Like an A-Reese, right? He sounds like them, right? He raps like them, wears like them. But they are like lost, bro.
That's
Like
what-
they don't have a culture. They don't have anything. Whereas you are so blessed. Like, you know where you come from. They don't even know where they come from. You know your ancestors and your grandparents and your lineage.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word,
Yeah.
right? But you look at this guy and he's an idol, like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Maybe
Nah, man,
there's an
it's
existing
easy.
template, maybe, don't you think? Like, they know, I don't know, I'm also reaching, but maybe there's an existing template. Like, they've seen, and I don't want to say we don't have successful South African rappers, but like, they've seen successful American rappers and how America has always been presented to us generally as we've been growing up. So maybe that's the aspiration. Like the term American dream exists for a reason, you know. So the aspiration, I think, comes from there's almost like an existing template of how you want to or where you want to end up. So it's almost these are the steps to follow, or this is what to do, or how to sound, or how to look like. And when on a global stage, if you want to be received, maybe this is the route to follow.
They're the benchmark.
And we haven't established ourselves as the African rappers for our own direction, our own route to follow. So because we don't have that, then we just follow what's there. So then the challenge to our African rappers could be what do we do to establish ourselves separately from everybody
That's
else?
where Amapiano comes in. That's why it's so beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
Because it stands out and it's proudly us.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfair, man. You're almost 40, right? You think about these things. When you were 15, you were listening to Eminem more than Colbert Bugwebo, your uncle, right? Nigga doesn't even know how many albums his uncle has dropped.
No, you're right.
If I asked how many albums Colbert dropped, Uncle Colbert dropped there, you wouldn't even know.
That's why I even talk like this, like swearing I learned from Eminem.
Exactly. So when you were 15, you weren't thinking that. But when you're older with kids, you tend to think about the world and, you know, what you leave behind and all
Because
these
what we
things.
consumed, like on radio, TV,
Yes, that's all-
MTV.
exactly. So that's
all
a
we saw.
benchmark. And I think
Okay,
it's also
okay. No, you got a
beautifully.
point. Damn, so I'm conscious now, bro. I'm getting old, man.
Yeah, naturally, bro. You concern yourself about different things when you get older. You know, naturally. You don't even see it. You don't even see it. I mean, I was insulted the other day when the teller at the shop asked me do I have a Checkers card. And I'm like, of course I've got a Checkers card. What do you mean? You know, I got 2 kids and a family. Of course I got these things that I worry about now. You don't give a fuck about them when
We
you're
don't
young.
want those men who have that. You can't take them seriously.
Yeah, I agree,
Why?
man. Why you got that, bro? That's a
But
woman's
extra
duty.
savings. See?
What do you mean,
We
dog?
like
Yeah, how?
extra savings as a
I buy
man.
groceries, dog. You don't buy groceries?
What?
Why?
Aye.
Okay, but truth is, you've lived with a woman for the past 10 years of your life, right?
Yeah.
So, me, it's still like a new thing.
Okay.
It's like a proper new thing. Before I did live with a woman, but it was like, she's my girlfriend, you know? So, yeah.
Bro, come to my house. I'll teach you these things, bro.
Oh, shit, bro.
Yeah, no,
I'll
there
come
was a
through,
chat.
man.
Sorry, you can't take men who have stuff like that
Yeah, you
seriously.
can't.
Men
Are you
who want
serious?
discounts. Men who want discounts don't have money.
Hold on. So I must buy these 4 roll-ons.
Yes,
I must buy these 4 roll-ons for $200,
Yeah, boo.
but I can get them for $100.
Yeah, boo. Yes,
Ha!
exactly.
Ha!
Exactly.
That is madness. That is dumb.
But I think you can group those type of women who think like that as the same type that go in Doda must, you know?
Yeah, that is silly, man. I was talking I was having an argument with Spoo. Going to a gig. Now, the Pirimarun kid said, so it's a similar conversation. So the Pirimarun kid, I think, questioned Pori's branded clothes. Are they also real or are they fake? Because everybody's wearing fakes. And then so Spoo was going on, but I know you can't be wearing fakes. And I'm like, but if you're Pori and you've got some Louis Vuittons that are real, because we know now that these fakes, a lot of them come from the same factory. It's a smart thing to buy the fake when you've got the money for the real thing, right? And someone was like, no, it's still fake. But I'm like, what if they come from the same factory? Is it not a smart decision to save money and actually buy the fake stuff? It's dumb when you don't have the money for the real stuff and you buy the real stuff and everybody knows that, man, you can't afford this 100K jacket. Then it's dumb. But I think if you can, but you can buy the fake and get away with it, why not? You're saving yourself money.
But also, we have to ask, why are you wearing those clothes? Is it an image thing or is it comfortability? Like you like wearing nice clothes? So if you can answer
like the
that, then
name.
you can determine.
It's image. No one buys Louis V's because they're comfortable.
Oh,
There's
bro,
so many
people do,
comfortable
bro.
sneakers. There's
People
so many comfortable. They get to a level of pricing where everything sometimes above like 4,000 rand for a sneaker, or everything up to like 4 grand for a sneaker generally is a comfortable sneaker.
I got a Casio watch. Why don't you?
A Casio.
Yes, you've got an Apple
I have
watch.
no, it's not an Apple Watch. This is a Garmin watch. This is a Garmin watch. It's got a GPS location.
But you see, you're buying it because you
Yes.
want it, not for
Yes.
image,
No,
not for your look.
No,
Exactly.
not for my look,
So
'cause I
there are
want
people that buy Louis Vuittons because they like them.
No, I don't have a problem with that. I'm saying then there's smart people who buy the fake ones who look exactly like the real
Why
ones.
didn't you buy a
That's
fake
not
garment?
smart, man.
Why?
Because you're not buying it for
Yeah.
image. You're not buying it for us to see.
Yes.
You're
Yes,
buying
yes.
it for your comfortability.
Yes, yes.
So
And
why?
And you can afford it.
And you can afford it.
So what are we saying?
It's not smart to buy something that you can afford the real price of, but buy the fake. That's not smart. I
That's
don't
not
consider
smart.
that being
Yes.
smart.
Hold on. Guys, recently the
Okay,
Chinese...
so.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Asambele le pete.
Siola le pete, asambe wezo, zo. Asambe zoro. Siola le pete, asambe zozo. Okay. I'm a bit lost still.
Yeah.
Because I was saying, remember the Chinese with the trade war and stuff?
Yes.
They came out, a lot of them, and said, yo, these things, some of them are actually from the same factory.
Yes.
Same quality.
Yes.
And you know that these are the fakes now. If a Louis Vuitton sneaker is 20K, you are buying this one for 9K. Like this, a lot of my piano guys have been accused of, being involved in these things, right? So I was just saying that if I can buy the exact same thing for cheaper, sometimes I might consider it if I want to save money.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, and I was saying that's a smart buy. When you're saying it's not.
I understand what you're saying.
Oh,
All I'm
yes.
saying is, there's what we consider fake and there's what we consider real or legit, right? That's the first conversation. And then there's where you can go to a shop to buy the fake one, and then there's a shop you can go to buy the real one. If I have the money to buy something that costs 50,000 rand, to add on to Magava's point of, if I'm buying it because this is my style and I like it and I'm comfortable
That's
and I can
cool.
afford it,
That's cool.
there's absolutely nothing wrong.
Yes.
If you are going there because you like Louis Vuitton, but you don't want to buy the 50,000 rand, or you'd rather buy the fake one because now we know they're all the same. Like, what's the point? So now, like, Odama for Ingi, just go to Pep like the rest of us, mate.
Thank you very much. And on that note, listen up, man. If you're a student, a graduate, or even a professional looking to take your career international, this one's for you. Welcome to Kariba World. Kariba World is all about connecting you with real, legitimate, and up-to-date international job opportunities. Every single month, they feature more than 20,000 open listings from around the world. And these are updated weekly, so you're not wasting time on expired roles. Kariba World is a proudly South African company headed by Kariba Muatanalo, who hails from Limpopo province. Kariba is an accomplished lead project engineer with extensive experience in the mining sector across South Africa and the African continent. He's currently working in Saudi Arabia as a lead project engineer. Since launching in Jan this year, Kariba World has already helped people land jobs with big players like Qatar Energy, Saudi Aramco, opportunities in the UAE, South Africa, and even Pakistan's gold mine industry. And it's not just about jobs. They also give you career mentorship and coaching, professional CV reviews, interview prep, and if you're a premium member, they'll even help you with job applications directly. So whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Kariba World has your back. Check them out on their website, karibaworld.co.za. Kariba World, connecting you to the world of opportunities. What caught your attention this week, Penduka?
Two things, man. Shout out to South African women. Did you see that women now top the list as homeowners in South Africa?
Oh, wow, for real?
Yeah, even first homeowners, first buyers, homeowners. It's more women than men. And it's true when you look around your neighbors and stuff. It's a lot of women who are like...
Is it not, maybe they have better record or like... Is it not the...
Like better credit
Yeah,
scoring.
credit score, yes,
That
yes.
could be it as well. That could be it as well. And also because there's a lot of women who are just going out there in the world on their own, as far as, because people aren't getting married and doing the whole... They still do, but not a lot like before, the whole... combined bond, joint bonds, etc. And also I think, I don't know, man. Also, you'll find that a lot of them tend to end up as single parents, and now they have to go out. I know my mom, when she bought a house, 91, and she was a single parent technically, and we went out there, and that is still continuing.
First time you bought a house, Zozo? When was it?
It's still coming.
You don't have a house yet?
No.
But chances are you're gonna buy it on your own,
That's
right?
definitely the plan.
Dudu's probably working towards buying it on her own.
Yeah.
So Busisiwe is working. Are you gonna probably buy it on your own? You see what I mean?
I've always said whenever I get married, I want to go into that marriage already having my own property.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Yeah, then
Asambe sola.
So, because you know the words, get out of my house. I'm gonna come. Get out of my house. After 5 years, and you thought it's our house. Get out of my house.
Gladly.
You know they're coming, right?
Yeah,
you know those words are
I'll leave
coming.
Gladly.
True.
Yeah,
But
you
what do
want to
think
go
with the
fine.
men versus women chat? What do you think that says about women? Because I was having a conversation a few days ago about leadership specifically, and we were speaking about how like men as leaders versus women as leaders. And I think women are better leaders.
Nah, y'all are too emotional,
Women,
man.
Women are
yeah.
No, it's too
You
emotional.
guys
Women
can be
are better
emotional.
yeah,
I prefer a
to-
man.
Yeah, you prefer
I mean,
men.
when I come into a place and there's a woman as a leader, I can accept it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she probably worked very hard to get to that position.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, you don't assess her based on her gender, but on how she leads. But generally, oaks are able to not, put emotions into some decisions. Generally.
That's the problem. So why you
Generally.
I hate that because I hate and no, I'm not reaching. I don't like that we say women can't lead because of emotion. Because men are emotional too.
No, I didn't say they can't lead.
Okay, well, yeah,
Generally.
but okay, let's just talk about the emotion part of it
Yes.
because there are
Yeah,
people
women
that
can
believe
lead.
that. There are people that think women are lesser leaders because they are more emotional and a lot of the decisions that they make are based on emotion. Instead, and that's true, but I feel like men do the same thing. But I think where women are different is that we know what our emotion is. So we know if we're going to make a decision based on that emotion. It's also like a fully thought out, unless if it involves a man and I'm mad at him and he's been a shit nigga for the past 5 years. I think that even if the decisions we make are emotional, I believe I don't want to say thorough emotion doesn't make sense, but like it's a thought through emotion that results to the decision. So it's not like a spiteful one, unless like I said, if it involves a man. But like generally, there's also nothing wrong with emotional decision making because a lot of the time the emotional decision making, we're humans, we're going to have emotions. We're all led by emotions. It's how you use the emotion to dictate the rest of your life that matters.
But a lot of
You know
emotional...
where I can counterattack that. I think women don't know when is the time to be emotional and when is the time to be logical. Do you get what I'm saying? So, for example, it's not incorrect what you're saying. However, if you are leading, there's times where you have to put emotions aside, make a decision, and then once the decision has been made, you can reflect back and tap into that emotion that was happening. But if you're a leader at the time, you can't be emotional when everyone's looking to you for answers. Do you get me?
Okay.
And there are great women leaders out there. I mean, Winnie Mandela, Putima Hanyele in the corporate space. We could name so many, And it's not to say women can't lead, but these are things that are there in majority. So there's
By the way,
there's exceptions, man.
Did you guys know there's a town full of women? Only women are allowed there. Did you hear about that town?
I think I heard of one somewhere in Kenya. I might be wrong.
Is it in the island of Lesbos? No, don't laugh, man.
Is this a place
Do you know the island of Lesbos? You don't know the island of Lesbos?
No.
Oh, this guy's the Greek islands.
For real?
Hey, where's the island of Lesbos? You don't know the island of Lesbos? No. Oh, dude, there's the island of Lesbos. Yeah, it's in the Greek Mediterranean. Island of Lesbos. Dudu, you knew it. Right? You knew it. Not even one man there. No man is an island. Check it out. Island of Lesbos.
To answer to you, yes, there is. It's called the village of Moja. It's in northern Kenya, and majority of the population is women, or basically it's entirely fleeted with women.
Wow.
Yes.
I'd live there.
And then the reason being is because the females are fleeing from gender-based violences, rapes, and other genital mutilations.
Ooh,
yes,
oh, that's sad,
and
man.
forced marriages. So
Oh, shit.
it was created
My heart
in
just stopped.
1990 as a safe haven for females.
Oh, shame.
When
And
it's that
then-
time of the month, you must be crazy in that town, bro.
And then the island
Is there-
of Lesbos.
The Battle of Blood River. It's crazy. It's insane.
And then your island is the third largest island in Greece, and it's located in the northeastern side, near Turkey.
Island?
It's
What's the name?
Island of Lesbos. It's in Greece.
Island of Lesbos, dog. Yeah, for real, bro. Island of Lesbos,
I'm
man.
not
This one is
allowed
not
in
just
any of
women,
these
it's
places.
women as well.
Why is it called Island of
Yeah,
Lesbos?
It's a mixture. Let me
It's a
check.
mixture, ne?
Google why it's called the
That's a-
Island of Lesbos or
that's a
how
cool name,
it
bro.
became the Island of Lesbos.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Look
Yeah,
at
it
that.
does, bro. Wow, man.
Jeez, Island of Lesbos.
Island of Lesbos.
So what
bro.
makes the time of the month tough because of the mood swings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez, man. Yo. Ha.
It's weird.
Hey.
The island is named after a Greek hero called Lesbos, who was Lapithos' son. So that's why.
Oh, it's a person, Lesbos. Thought it was more fun than that. Thought it was more exciting than that, you know?
The other thing, yes, that could.
The other thing, yeah, bro, did you see the Stellenbosch-based pilot
Oh,
who crashed in Brazil in the Brazilian forest?
Yeah.
So there was a guy transporting, he's a pilot and he owned a plane and he modified his plane to transport cocaine. And he crashed in Brazil with 920 million rands worth of coke.
Yeah.
He's based in Stellenbosch. They know him in Alberton as well. So I'm assuming he'd fly by Rand Airport maybe. They know him just as a scruffy dude, chilled dude, relaxed dude. Little did they know the guy was making 8 million rands per flight.
Damn.
Transporting coke. 920 mil of coke. He used to fly low so that he was undetected by the raiders and the detection, you know, those guys, air traffic control and stuff. And he'd just fly low, well, obviously high till it gets to a territory, you know, like over maybe the what do they call it? Air zone, flying zone of a particular country, because there's obvious detection, security reasons, and it's fly low, undetected, land in some makeshift airstrip in the middle of a forest, drop off
Do you
the
think
stuff
he
for
was-
the cartels.
Do you think it was high before he passed away?
It was high.
Because remember,
It was
look at
flying low. So it wasn't high enough.
No, I'm saying I get when the plane crashes. I'm guessing the cocaine goes.
Oh no, they found it tightly packed in packages that were labeled SpaceX.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I don't know whether is it the cartel playing smart games or who knows, man, why this guy wants his satellite
So he was leaving
internet
from where
in
to
South
where?
Africa.
He was leaving from where to where?
Where was he leaving from?
From here to, or from Brazil to come
He
here?
crashed in Brazil. Now I don't know whether he had just departed Brazil or he was landing in Brazil coming from somewhere else.
Okay.
Chances are he may have been flying out of Brazil. 'Cause
Out of Brazil, yeah.
you know
he just got the
Brazil and the
shipment, yeah.
forests, they in these other countries in South America, you know, which have that what is it, the Amazon and the forests, and that's where they make the coke and the labs and stuff. So I don't know whether it's flying in or out. I don't know.
At what point do they check what you have in your plane? Because if you have a private jet, bro, you just go to the airport, get on the jet, and then you land wherever you're going.
Fireblade. You know Fireblade?
Huh?
It's the Oppenheimer-owned private terminal, private jets in Oratambo. You know they've got their own terminal.
For real?
Yeah,
The
but it's not
Oppenheimers.
just for the family. They found it so to make things easier for them. But all these rich billionaires go in and out there on that private terminal.
Damn.
I've never even seen it, man.
Yeah.
Where is the Fireblade at Oratambo? You guys have heard of Fireblade, right? Yeah. So begs the question, what happens, man, in those things, you know, in these private terminals?
Yeah, it's not like
private
there's
jets?
cops along the route.
I don't know. Maybe one would think they should be like a belt where we put our things through, they get checked. But I don't know, man. They could get away with a lot there. Plus, you guys are billionaires, so hey, I don't know, man. But we have our own Fireblade at Oratambo. Yeah, for private jets.
And apparently there's a new international airport that I don't know if it's going to be open in the Cape Winelands as well.
The Rob Hussov one.
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of things, illegal things, just happen in broad daylight in front of us, in front of the world's eyes. Just daily. It just we don't know sometimes.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Before we go, man, DSTV has new ownership. Does anyone care about that? You guys care?
Oh, the Canal Plus. That's our
Canal
French
Plus,
company.
DK is
It's
also.
been coming.
You don't care? You don't care?
Nah, I don't
Pinduka?
care. It's been coming. We anticipated it.
Oh,
Well
okay.
done. Hope it's cheaper and affordable. A lot of people can afford DSTV.
Jimmy Kimmel. Anybody care about that?
Nah. Was he really taken off? Was it staged? I don't know, but I saw that. Well done. Free speech wins.
What do you mean? Was it staged?
I don't know. What's the history? So his show got pulled.
So his show got pulled apparently because he mentioned Charlie Kirk assassination, and then the government pulled his show. Well, put pressure on his company, ABC or Disney or whatever.
Oh,
it
the
is.
network.
The network, yeah, to pull the show. They pulled the show. It was cancelled for like 48 hours.
You see what I mean? I feel like they knew they were going to put it back on. That's what I'm trying to say.
But they put it back on because of public outrage. Like the stock was going down. People were cancelling their membership and subscriptions and
may have
stuff.
been real then.
A lot of celebrities were speaking against it, saying that this is the death of freedom of speech.
Yeah,
And
bro.
then when you actually watch the show where apparently he made a derogatory comment about Charlie Kirk, you couldn't find anything, you know? And then he came back, and then this was his monologue when he came back.
About what I need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human. And that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
I don't. That's how you cry, Pori.
I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it. I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make. But I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love.
Oh, he's crying throughout it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's legit, bro.
Do you think it's sincere also when you watch it?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
No?
I'm not sure.
It's okay not to know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man.
Also, in a major win for free speech, Google has admitted to censoring YouTube creators during the COVID-19 pandemic under pressure from the Biden administration. The company says it silenced creators, and those creators will now be allowed to return.
Yeah, and nothing happens to YouTube, obviously.
No.
I mean,
But
nothing
imagine
can
as a creator, your
possibly
channel
happen.
got shut down for 2-3
That's what I
years. You lost
mean.
business.
Lost income. Your family's under.
Yeah.
You're in the red. You fucked. The
Yeah.
world is upside down. What about, did some commit suicide? You
Mm.
know what I mean? When they've built something for years and years and years, and then a politician weighs down on a company and puts pressure on them to deplatform you. That's so unfair, bro. Without any consequences whatsoever. It's so unfair.
But I remember during COVID, we stayed far away from it, eh? Because you could pick it up. Like, if
Yeah.
you mentioned or spoke about it, like your video wasn't pushed out to as many people.
When you were telling the truth or what you think about the whole COVID thing and
Yes.
vaccines.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a very funny time, that, bro.
Sure. Anything else?
I don't know. What do you guys think about Liquid Deep coming back?
Liquid Deep.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, shout out. Well done to them if you're a fan. I just wonder what it looks like. Are they coming back to release new music? And if they do, good luck. I'm curious to hear what it sounds like. And if they're coming back to just perform, they'll also do well because there's a lot of nostalgia. I mean,
But their fans are old now, bro. Their fans have kids now.
Mikasa, yeah, but Mikasa's still performing. TKZ still takes gigs. There's always a nostalgia, and their fans have more money now. You know what I mean? They're on Apples now, not on BBM. They're working now. They're women leading the charts of buying houses now, you know? So I think that if they're coming to perform, they'll still get some gigs. They'll be on the major festivals because it's nostalgia, bro. They will give you a hard 30-minute set. Think about it. So it makes sense, man.
One must go Liquid Deep, Mikasa.
Liquid Deep, because they've been gone. You know, like Liquid Deep, they've been gone, bro. And Mikasa's been holding it down. And, no, for me, Liquid Deep, based on the catalog size.
Okay.
Based on the catalog size.
So you'd agree with Caesar saying that their clock is run
Nah, I
out?
disagree. I saw that. I disagree. You never know, bro.
Caesar, which Caesar?
Glomo.
Come
Jomo, what did he
Yeah.
say?
That their time has run out. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, he was pretty much
but-
saying in the
okay.
industry, we all know in the industry you
Yeah.
get a certain time.
Window, yeah.
A
Yeah.
certain window, you know what I mean, to make it and rake it in. And sometimes that window closes. For some people, that window is 20 years, 30 years. And you'll never know how long yours is. For some people, it's 1 year. For some people, it's 5 months. You know what I mean? For Chima Shekho, it's 8 months. You never know. Honestly, you never know. And for some people, you think it is closed, and then it comes back. You know what I mean? The likes of us. So you never know. So that's what he was alluding to. But also, I think he was thinking of it as Liquid Deep still making their old music, maybe, What if they make new music and it's different? It makes sense with the current times. What if they create their own lane within 3-step or whatever genre they choose to? So I don't know about that, man.
Yeah,
I disagree with him on that one.
No, all the best to those guys. Thank you so much, Zozo. It's like it is Jojo. Zozo for joining us, man.
Yeah, shout out. You're
you.
amazing.
Were you nervous today as well?
Yes, actually, I think I was a lot more nervous today than the first one. If I'm being honest.
Why?
Well, okay, I think because one, you read what people say, you read what people think.
People love you,
Let me
though.
explain. You read
What's
what
the
people
pressure?
say, you hear what people think. I don't really care about being called names. You speak to people after, and you hear different opinions, and my uncle's opinion also matters to me. So like, So
What was
like,
what was his feedback?
He said
It was too short.
He said I spoke too much. A ghost must be a ghost.
Nah,
And I was not
you
that.
add a different
and a lot
layer
of people
to it.
agreed, if we're being fair. A lot
Is
of
that why you
people
asked me
agreed.
if I should speak less today's episode?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Like you spoke, you did speak more, but also you had substance in your speaking more,
Exactly. It's
Like-
not like you're just speaking for the sake of speaking.
Yeah, like with the Pori thing, and you're like, with the what is it? Which one? Was it Faith Queen Twerk? Faith and Getty thing.
Yeah.
You were like, oh yeah, then I did my research. I was like, whoa, So your speaking more adds value to what you say. So you're like, yeah, but I did my research and my.
Who
and
doesn't
my-
do their research? What are you talking about?
Eh? Dude, her research, she said, come on, bro, don't
Sorry,
do
Leah,
this.
please, next.
She said,
You-
I made calls. I was like, whoa, you made calls? You have people who know these people? And you made calls? So I was like, I made calls as research. I called around. I'm like, whoa. So you see, then obviously your speaking time becomes more, but you're adding lots of value into the conversation. So I disagree with that you speak too much because it makes sense.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I think the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more comfortable you become. So it was good. I had fun. It was good. Thank you.
So did we, man. We appreciate you guys as well. We out here, man. Podcast and chill. Boom! If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you support by subscribing, liking, sharing, and don't forget to comment. Cash up.